You need to hit go live. There you go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Angel here, and I'm here with my man Big Mike D in the building.
What's happening, everybody?
On? Hey, all right, man. Just trying to get this thing rolling, man. Mike, how you doing today, brother? How you feeling?
Man, not too bad. Today was a blessed day, man. You know, it was real calm, real cool. I didn't have any place to be real fast. Today was a great day.
That's what I like to hear, man. You know, it's always about just like today was just really enjoying. I kind of enjoyed it myself. The little grilling and chilling, and now I'm ready to rock this show out, man.
There it is. Let's get it.
Just to remind everybody, man, to please, if you haven't done so already, please come on and like and subscribe the page, follow us, hit the like and subscribe button, come join us. There's a lot we offer here on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. You can tune in each and every week. We're here. Make sure you sign up and become new members. You can join right now. By clicking on the button, you can join right now, become a new member and YouTube member with us. Also want to remind everybody, each and every weekday at 8:30 on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, Clock Blockers, the morning show. I'm telling you, this is, if you love everything Miami sports or really just the Miami Dolphins, click on my man, Stephen D at DSKPL over here at Clock Blockers. Hit him up each and every week, man. You know, also, we want to remind everybody, put the kids to bed. It is time to put these kids to bed. It is parental advisory, explicit content, strong content. This is a real show. These fighters can be as real as they want to. They're going to cuss. They're going to carry on. We're going to have a good time doing it. And what, you know, as whatever. You know, again, make sure that you guys are tuning in each and every single week, man. Share the content. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with everybody. Big shout out to TJ, a.k.a. Diesel, for the big donation of $19.99 already.
Yeah.
Already.
There it is.
Also, we're going to go ahead and take a moment of silence at this time, Mike. As you know, a couple of Navy sailors were just recently declared deceased by the U.S. Navy. They tried to find the helicopters. I think there was only like one survivor. Everybody else was dead. So it's sad that we continue to lose our troops to nonsense. So we're going to take, you know, a minute and have a moment of silence. A couple seconds, have a moment of silence. Again, we want to thank you all, everybody, for coming on. Again, thank you for tuning in. You know, it is always sad when we lose veterans to nonsense. Oh, big shout out to Kirsten Bronstetter for one of our big fans donating $19.99. The show
Let's go,
ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
let's see who's checking in with us today, Mike. We got shout out to Miami Sports Music. We got Uncle Phil in the building.
Uncle Phil.
He's live from India. What's up, Uncle Phil?
All right, Uncle Phil.
We got Diesel in the building. We got Kirsten in the building. Everybody's starting to tune in, man.
Hey, chime on in here.
Miami Sports Music by Solo D is in the building. Yeah, man. Waiting for everybody to come on in, man. But please, again, subscribe, donate, share. There's actually a little button at the bottom of your chat. You can see it right there. It's a little monetary button. You can click on that, and you can donate one of the little super stickers and your highlighted thing, and we can get you guys rolling.
Share.
Hey, Mike, man, we got a great big show today, my friend.
We do.
We really do. We're doing the first thing ever. We're having a power couple in BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. A power couple, the number 1 pound for pound female featherweight, and the current heavyweight champion of the BKFC on the show tonight.
BKFC.
And Joey Beltran, and as you know, his lovely wife, Britton Beltran.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to Maddie Rogers. She's tuning in.
What's up, Maddie?
She says, I'm glad you put that chapstick on, Mike.
Yo, that joint was
They're getting on you, man. They're getting on you.
Hey, they can say what they want. This is a real show. I'm real ashy.
Hey,
all right?
Shout out to my man, Steven DSKPL. He's actually tuning in. He's in the back room. We might bring him on real quick just to say hi.
Yeah,
where's he at?
Let's mess with him.
Let's get him in here. There he is.
Fix your volume again.
Fix your volume.
Fix your volume again.
No, I'm just trying to help y'all out. I'm just trying to help y'all out. Y'all got me. Look, my bathroom light is on. My kids were walking in and out of the bathroom. Come on now. Like,
wow.
I'm sitting here.
This is the behind the scenes, the real gritty show. So
what's going on, guys?
What's up, Steven? Glad to have you, man.
It was I got a text. Over the weekend. They're like, "Did you get replaced as the co-host on the show?" I was like, "Well, see, what had happened was there was a better-looking guy than me, and had to let him."
Wow. Is that what we're doing right now? That's what we're doing, Steven.
Hey, man, I love it.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Y'all need to come on and enjoy the show. There's only one way to really enjoy the show,
Oh,
you got to get ready for the.
What y'all do this weekend?
Man, just
work.
Some of us got jobs around here.
Yeah, some of us work,
Some
man.
got jobs.
Really just kind of enjoyed it. Had another passing in the family this past week.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Shout out to my wife, Erin. Her grandmother had just passed away. One of her grandparents has just passed away yesterday. They're still trying to figure out what happened, but shout out to the entire Watterson family and everybody. Want to send y'all my love. You know that.
God bless. God bless.
We're gonna dedicate this show to y'all. So, yeah, man, we got some great guys coming on. We got Scarface coming on from Street Beast. With over 2+ million followers on YouTube, and killing all the Street Beast guys. And then we got a fighter you know too well, Michael.
Yes, I know him
Chris
very
Glenn,
well.
man. The Blueprint is gonna be in the building. He's coming on here in the next couple minutes. Yeah.
There it is, the Rock. Get him.
We're going to get him in here. So, Steven, while you're here, man, we're going to keep you on for just a little bit while you're here. We're going to bring on Chris, man, to get this show rocking and rolling. Also, fans, tonight, one of y'all are going to be able to come on here and ask any of these fighters a question.
I can't wait.
Right. So we're going to bring y'all on. Steve, to our lovely producer, Steven, would you mind, sharing the link so that people can go on and eventually get on? I'll select one of you guys. When I say one of you guys, click on that link.
It could be ladies too. It
could be ladies. Yeah, I mean we're gender neutral here at Fine Nice Combat Sports.
I mean, we got everybody watching up here.
There's the link.
The number 1 pound for pound contender from the BKFC on tonight.
That's crazy.
Yo,
that's crazy.
Talk about a marriage made in heaven, right?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get any. That's like a Cinderella story. You got the heavyweight champ, and then you got the number 1 pound for pound female fighter in BKFC. That's crazy. That's just that type of stuff happens all the time. But it's really, really cool, man. So, all right, well, without further ado, let's bring on our first guest, Chris, the Blueprint Glenn. What's up, Chris?
Hi, How you guys doing, man? I see my man Andrew got his, he got his alcohol going on. I gotta stay with the water though.
Ah,
you,
that's good.
you better stick with that water.
Too. I got that too.
Yeah,
Better
I'm
stick
not
with
as
that
fancy with
water.
the White Hair, but I got the Kirkland
How you
brand
guys doing,
Costco.
man?
Good, brother. Good, man.
Not too bad, man.
Chris, what's going on, my man? I mean, you've been in the game for a long time and a long time amateur. You've been a high-ranked amateur for a while in the DMV. Now you stepping up on a couple weeks, actually, and fighting your professional debut in boxing, my man.
Yeah.
In D.C.
Yeah.
In D.C.
Yep. Well, Fort Washington, same thing.
Fort Washington, same thing. The
Yeah,
hood,
same
we
thing.
going in. So, what's up, my man?
Yeah.
What's going on with you? What you got going on?
Man, just staying out the way, man. Just training hard. If anybody asking why, I got a hat on in the house because I'm in training camp, so haven't had the chance to get no haircut. So I'll be damned if I come on a live session.
Hey, you notice that the other two hosts also have hats on because they don't have no hairline.
Yeah.
There's a reason we got no hairline.
I'm just in the gym, just training, man. That's it. I don't got no time to be doing nothing else. But man, just training. Exactly. Just training, spending time with the family. I just had a newborn baby 7 months ago.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
So yeah, man, just staying out the way, training, spending time with the family, nothing extra, So yeah, that's what I got going on.
And do you know anything about your opponent?
Oh man, so I had an opponent. He was from Headbangers, and I'm not the type of person to be like somebody scared to fight or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe the business wasn't right on his end. Who knows?
Right.
But he pulled out, so they're looking for another opponent at the second. But they're going to find me somebody. They're going to find me somebody definitely.
Okay. That's a
so it's still kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But see, it's like that. Like at this stage, man, believe it or not, it's crazy. It's like that. Because like a lot of people, they don't be having fights till like, that week of or whatever the case may be. I mean, shoot, I've gotten calls on like 3-day notice and stuff like that. So I mean, that's how it is at this stage,
But let me understand this though. Cards. It gets a little. It's different though with the amateurs. That's an acceptable thing in the amateurs. That really is. I mean, it's a normal thing. Yeah. It's a normal thing. But now you're turning pro, my guy. You're stepping into the ring to get paid. Yeah. And get into and fight for a living. Yeah. So this is this is a different type of step. You can't. It's a little. I don't know. For me, it'd be a little more nerve wracking, not still knowing who my opponent's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, my amateur background and stuff like that, it kind of helps out a little bit because as an amateur, when you fight, a lot of times the person that say you're going to fight, you go there, it could be somebody different. Or that's whatever the case may be. Yeah. So, as long as, I'm in shape and I've trained hard, I really I know a lot of fighters say that, but I really don't care who I fight. I'm just worried about doing what I do.
Give me that amateur record. Give me that amateur background. Give me that how many fights amateur?
Man, all right. So I had I know a lot of people say this, they lose count, but I really lost count. I think I had
you did
55 or 60.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Love
55 or 60.
Man.
I've lost maybe 12 times. I remember my losses. I just don't remember exactly how many fights I've had. Remember them losses.
Right. Yeah, the losses don't matter. Them losses don't matter.
The experience.
You just kind of learn. That's an amateur, you know what I mean? So you've been doing this.
Exactly.
I've known you for some time now, and you've been doing this since you was a kid. I remember you when you
13.
I mean, you know what I mean?
It's time for you to get paid, man. You put in your work. You put in your years, man.
How old are you now?
Yeah. Got to.
20. How old are you now?
24.
24. So you're still young. So he's turning pro at a good time.
Yeah,
so
heck yeah.
Heck
yeah.
Steven, you got anything, my man?
Your
brain's over there twirling.
Well, look, I'm sitting here enjoying the conversation, but I gotta ask, man. Number one, have you gotten any sleep as a new daddy? Cause man,
man, yo, you know what's so crazy, man? Yo, I gotta shout out my girlfriend, yo, cause she's been amazing, man. She understands. See, a lot of people, they don't understand. Like, it's hard being a mother, but it's also hard being a girlfriend and a mother to a fighter. Really hard, with all the stuff we got going on and everything. So I definitely gotta shout her out, man. I got some sleep.
Man,
Thanks to her.
You
Thanks
found
to
you
her,
a good
you
one
know,
then,
slipped
brother. You
out.
better keep her around then.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's
Yes,
always good to
sir.
have a good support factor when it
Yeah.
comes to fighting. And shout out
Got
to
you.
to all the women that support their men that are out here, and fellas that support their
Mm-hmm.
ladies that are out
It's
there
hard.
Yeah.
getting it in and banging it,
Yeah.
man. Because
Hard.
this sport is you can't play any of these sports here.
No,
You know
sir.
you can't
Can't.
play combat sports. You know what I'm saying when it comes to that. So
Nope.
yeah, boxing, Muay Thai, MMA,
Mm,
any of them, man. You
Any of
don't
it.
play that. You
That's
get
that's
hurt.
why what's funny is a little bit later we got the Bell. I guess we'll call them the Beltrans. They're coming
Yeah,
on.
the Beltran.
And,
Yeah.
and I guess it's always good when the wife can throw down too, because
yeah.
I'm just saying,
You never
don't
know.
be talking. I'm just saying, I'm sure your girl got some quick hands too. She like, don't
Oh, of
come on,
course.
better calm down
course.
now.
Of course, you got it too.
Yeah.
You know, I make sure she good. I make sure she good. But yeah,
Give me the
man.
fight. Give me the fight date.
Yeah.
What's the fight date right now? What's the fight date?
September 25th. Yeah, September 25th.
September 25th. Okay.
And yeah, man, it's an early one too, man. The fight started at 3.
3.
So,
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on the fly.
Yeah.
Mike, we might have to go make a
So you
trip,
can get
bro.
there, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got
Yeah,
to.
I might
Man.
have to do that.
Listen. This event's about to be crazy. You know, it's the first event back in Maryland. And just like, I mean, you got everything. You know, you got some ranked people on the card. You got a lot of the amateur standouts making their pro debut. So it's gonna be an amazing card. Listen, we got a post press conference. You know, so man, the guy's name is Corey Sander. Yeah, the guy's name is Corey Sander, man. Side Nation Sports. Really,
Yeah.
man. I gotta shout him out, man, because he's giving us a lot of opportunities that a lot of these other promoters, you know, wouldn't give us, you know.
Right.
So I really got to shout him out, man. A real cool dude, man. Real cool dude.
Yeah, I hope he's watching, because if he doesn't know that this kid brings a fight and a crowd behind you, the Hagerstown, Maryland has always supported you. It's unreal, dude. I mean, from the amateur ranks, you probably were killing it as far
He's
as
definitely
amateur,
a ticket
like,
seller. He's definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely sells some tickets, brother.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
You know, I'll be trying to tell them, you know. But you know, coming from where we come from and stuff like that, it's hard because they like you got to make them believers. That's the best way to put it. You got to make them believers.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
So, but that's what we plan to do.
I got another question for you, man. How you get the nickname The Blueprint? And side question to that, are you a Jay-Z fan?
Ah, man, that's a good question, yo. All right, yo. So
I just realized if you talk mess about Jay-Z, we might be losing your internet signal real quick. I'm just saying.
Nah, man. I love me some Jay-Z, but that's not what the name came from. There was a show that came on BET back in the day called The Game, and I forget exactly what his name was. I know it very well. Yeah. But the new quarterback, I think after Derwin, whatever his name was, they used to call him The Blueprint, and I really liked it, so you know, it just stuck with me. So that's where it came from.
My wife always makes fun of me as a Jay-Z fan because she's like, blueprint means that there's one blueprint. How can you have 18 different blueprints? She's like, Jay-Z got 1, 2, 3, 4 blueprints. I'm like,
he's got blueprints for multiple businesses.
That's what I said.
The man is
that's what I said.
He can do what he wants. He can do what he wants, man. That's
he can definitely do what he wants.
All right, Chris, man. So what do you like to do, man? What goes through your mind as you're preparing for this pro debut, and what do you got going on here? What are you doing to prepare for this pro debut? Like, what do you got going on mentally and physically?
So, I mean, pretty much, I just like, you know, spend a lot of time with the family and stuff like that. Because, you know, like, people don't understand, you know, from the outside in, like, any fight could be your last. You just never know. It's a very, very dangerous sport. So, I mean, a lot of fighters don't like spending time with family. But me, I like spending time with family and just, you know, staying in the gym, working hard. Transporting into the program, we do a lot more of strength and conditioning because you got to build your body up for, you know, it's more physical compared to amateur. Amateur is more just, you know, fast pace and all that stuff. You know, the pros more like people don't understand elbows sometimes. You know, it's more moving. It's more more power punches. So and what goes through my mind just is kill or be killed. You know, I mean, I'm sorry to say it like that, but I mean, I got a family to come back to. You know what I mean? So it's either me or him.
Hey, Muhammad Ali said it best, man. He told multiple fighters, you're going to have to kill me in this ring. So
yeah, absolutely. You know, and I'm sorry. I mean, his mama going to have to cry. My mama ain't crying. You know, his son without a dad because my son ain't. You know,
Woo.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, Killer
That's
B.
a lot of
That's what
pressure. That's a lot of pressure to put on
So
both
people,
guys.
you got some
Yeah,
fans turning
yeah.
up, man. You got
But they make
Dom
diamonds though.
Dizzle. Dom
Yes, sir.
Dizzle 33 says you got to
Yes,
make them
sir.
believers. We turn DC up. James Wilker or Wilcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing
Yes,
your name,
sir. That's my
James.
brother. Both of
Okay,
them,
yeah,
Oh,
you know,
he
everybody
in
say
the
Killer.
building.
You got some fans,
Yeah.
man. You got some
Yeah,
fans tuning
they
in.
in here.
Yeah.
John Featherland says keep your nose in the
I love calling them
grindstone.
supporters.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
I
bring
like
in.
calling
I
them
guess we
supporters.
got
I don't like calling people
a guest. We got one of our fans here that wants to ask you a question, so I'm gonna bring him on. His name is Tony. Tony, what's up, my man?
Hit me with Tony.
Hey,
What's up, Tony?
hi Chris. I have a question for you. As a boxer, in and outside of the ring, what fighter do you look up to and model your fighting style after in your weight division, past and present?
Oh man, in my
Good
weight
question.
division.
Thanks for the question, Tony. Good question,
Thank
man.
you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Great question. Man, in my weight division, I don't know, man. Can I just say just period? You know, I like you know, I like taking little bits and pieces from all the greats. You know, I love Gervonta Davis. You know, a lot of people say I look like Tank, so I like Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
An old school dude named Dwight Muhammad, man. A lot of people really know him, but he's a
Okay.
really good short fighter, man. A little bit of Floyd. I keep that. You know, Mike Tyson. You know, just all the short fighters. Joe Frazier. You know, because I'm a shorter fighter, so I like to take a little bits and pieces from all the shorter fighters and just, you know, put it in my own style. But I never try to be exactly like somebody, because no matter how, you know, hard you try to beat somebody, you never can beat them. You know, you gotta, you know, put your own little flavor, your own little style into it. So
Fact.
Now
yeah,
you've always been one. Now you've always been one to bring the fight. Like you always put on very exciting fights.
yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
what do you
appreciate
see yourself doing differently going into this fight?
I guess when you're a pro, there's no headgear and the gloves are really small, and people don't really realize that. So I mean, even people that don't hit hard, you know, they got knockouts on their record. So a little bit more defense and not really fighting scared, but just a little bit more cautious. You know, punch placement, being better at punch placement with my punches, and you know, stuff like that. You know, just calming it down a little bit. You know, thinking a little bit more, because it's more of a slower pace compared to amateur.
Uh-oh,
Michael
somebody's chiming in.
Doman asks Chris, answer
That must
this.
be Michael Doman Jr. in the building.
Yeah, my boy. Yeah, my boy.
Plant or Canelo?
He said, man.
Yeah. Drop the bomb on him.
Yeah. Let's go.
Drop the bomb on him.
I see you, Estefan.
I put like this. I feel like it's a 50-50, in my opinion.
No, that's not an answer, cuz.
No.
That's not an answer, my
You
guy.
call it 50-50.
Get him,
Not a
Don't
Steven.
play that
50-50.
around
Get him,
here.
Steven.
Come on.
You gotta
Like,
answer, man.
I'm like torn in between, because I love Canelo, but I love Plant, man. Yo, that's a smooth boy, yo. Plant's a smooth boy. I put it like this: if Plant can handle Canelo's power and his pressure, Plant can get the job done, because Canelo has problems with, you know, people that can box and move real good. I mean, Lara. I mean, shoot, even Billy Joe's giving him problems for a minute, but Billy Joe didn't have no power to really keep him off. So
Right.
I mean, it just depends. If Plant can take his power, then I mean, Plant can get the job
Triple G
done.
was a
I
good
know a lot of
boxer,
people
but
don't
Triple
like
G couldn't
hearing
get it
that.
done. Everybody forget Triple G was a good boxer, but couldn't get it
Yeah,
done.
but
Well,
Hey,
Triple G was a good boxer. He's a power puncher.
But he's still a good boxer.
You know what, Mike? You
True.
brought up. I'm telling you. So this is the real question. What's a good boxer to you, right? Like, what's entertaining for you as a fighter to watch? Because there are some people that will say Floyd is boring as hell to watch, but he's
Nah, Pretty
he's
Boy,
a real
though.
fighter, right? And then there's other
Boy
people
Floyd
that
was
are
a
like,
dog.
they'll watch Canelo all day because he's got that knockout power, right? So it's what's what is your standard? What is your bar as a boxer?
And entertaining doesn't also always mean like a good box or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, because honestly, like fans, they love seeing bloods and guts. They love seeing brawls and stuff like that. But I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, it's up to the boxer, because we're the ones in there taking all the punishment and stuff like that. So just because it's entertaining, that's not good for us long term, man. I mean, we got families we gotta go home to.
Yeah.
You know, we got other things we probably want to do in life and stuff like that. So I mean, like I said again, I mean, Floyd, like Money May, he was more of like a boxer, not a hit. But people always forget about Pretty Boy, man. Pretty Boy was a dog. From
That's what I'm
126
trying
up
to
to
tell
like
everybody.
140.
Forget about that.
Yo,
This
right.
dude, as in
Yo,
his early stages when he was young, was knocking everybody out, just beating them, was a power puncher, was good.
cold.
As he progressed in boxing, as he got older and progressed, you're supposed to progress and get better as a boxer and fighter.
Mhm.
He became more of a boxer,
Mhm.
and you know, and not very hard to hit, and became a great counterpuncher as he got older.
Mhm. He was some bigger people too. People don't realize that.
But everybody forget about Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy Floyd was a dog,
He
man.
was a bad dude.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you, as a young
Bad dude.
fighter,
So-
you're 24 years old. You're in the game. And this is where me and some of the gentlemen that are on this broadcast might differ a little bit. I think the MMA game
Yeah,
is the best that there is. And then there's other people that are like, no, boxing is where it's at. As a 24-year-old, I know that there's money in the boxing game. There's millions in the boxing game to be made.
yeah.
But I feel like
Yeah.
there's more pedigree you get in the MMA field. Why boxing over MMA for you?
I mean, for one, the money. if I'm taking kicks and knees to the head, man, I got to get paid for that. You got to think about it. Like, all right, when you box, you got to pay. First of all, taxes come out. Then you got to pay, your trainer. You only really got to pay maybe like 3 people if you got a manager or something like that. Think about how much money is coming out of MMA fighters' pockets, especially at that high level. They got how many coaches they got? Sometimes 3, 4 coaches on top of the
A
taxes.
whole lot.
Yo, a lot. So I mean, I like them both, man. Like I love combat sports, whether it's boxing, MMA, wrestling, all of it, But I've always just, I just been a boxer, so it's something that I always, stuck with, and I prefer boxing over MMA overall.
All right. Well, looks like we got one more fan. I'm gonna bring him in real quick. He's got to ask another
All right.
question. We got
Follow me.
Estefan in the building. What's up, Estefan?
Hey,
How you
what's
doing,
up,
man?
y'all? What's up, man? Team Canelo. It don't take me long, bro. Canelo all the way, baby. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I don't agree with that narrative that he struggles with boxers, bro. Because if you actually go back and watch that Lara fight, bro, that's where it comes down to a lot of people when they talk negative about Canelo, bro. But I'll leave it at that, bro. I broke that fight down, bro. I give Lara maybe 3 rounds that I could honestly see, dude. Canelo busted him up, bro, and you could see it at the end of the fight. And when the fight comes to an end, I'm sure in the boxing game, bro, the judges look at damage, bro. Lara's face was busted up. Canelo tagged him. That's why he won the fight, bro. A lot of people don't agree with that. They say, look, bro, it's different because in the fight game, especially in boxing, if you're a counterpuncher like Floyd, you have to be effective when you're doing it. And Lara wasn't doing that in that fight, bro. He was running away, but he wasn't being accurate while he was doing it. That's why he lost it. And everybody was saying he looked good. His movement looked good, but he wasn't landing anything. So that's why if you're going to be a counter fighter in boxing, you have to be accurate while you're doing that. That's why he lost that fight. You can't be an outside fighter and not be accurate. If you go back and watch the fight, you'll see what I'm talking about. He was not landing punches while he was running away, bro. Canelo even called him out at the end of the fight and said basically, you either get if you're gonna come in here and fight, but if you're gonna get on your treadmill and run, then that what I mean. I came to fight. I didn't come. What I mean. It wasn't a track meet, and that's basically what it was for Lara. Lara did not outbox.
Estefan just doesn't know football.
Estefan don't. First off,
Okay.
I didn't even want to address Estefan because I got to address him tomorrow morning. He's a Spurs fan too.
Is EM, bro, because he's such a
EM said Canelo is trash.
Fanboy, bro, with his pom poms, bro. He don't know nothing about the fight game, bro.
He's coming with the heat. I like it.
I like it. All right, what's your question, my man? You got to give you a quick question to my boy.
Yeah, no, that was that was more of a statement, bro. Like I heard.
Just wanted to come up here and say thank you, guys. I deal with this every morning on my
I gotta ride with my dude, bro. I can't just let the nonsense go, bro, because I hear from EM Dolphin.
Shout out to Estefan. Shout out to Estefan.
Hey, bro.
Man.
One of these days, I'll EM up here, bro. EM don't know what he's talking about. Whenever he wants to smoke, EM, you
Tell
can
him, Michael. Tell him.
Oh, man.
Tell him, Michael.
Stop. Oh, stop
there
it.
you go.
I
Stop
don't want to be
it.
misinterpreted. I'm a big Canelo fan. I just don't believe anybody's unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Plant could get the job done. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
saying he's
bro.
100% going to get the job done, but
You
I just feel like he
you
can get the
entitled
job done.
to it?
Hey,
Who do you got in
Estefan,
the
man, I
fight? Who-
appreciate you coming in, brother. I really
Let-
do.
Okay, cool. Well, I will ask you this. So, who do you have in the fight? Because I don't think he answered, bro. And why? Why?
There
He's
you
not
man.
answering that.
He's putting him on the spot.
Yo,
He's
it's
putting him on the
hard.
spot.
Estefan, I'm kicking you out of here. We'll see you tomorrow, Estefan.
All right, bro.
All right, brother. Tuning in.
Spurs suck, Estefan. Yep, can't even get up here and say nothing else.
my money. If I bet money, I'd probably lean towards Canelo, but my heart going towards Plant. I put it like
I
that.
dig that.
That's the best way
Fair
to put
enough.
it. That's the best way to put it.
So, all right. Well, listen, man. What do you got? What's next for you? And besides the fight, and what do you got going on? I'm gonna ask you a couple quick questions, and
Okay.
actually, since Stephen D is here, I'm gonna let him ask a couple quick questions.
Give him that heat.
The burner questions.
All right.
The
Give him
burner
that
question,
heat.
and then we're
Give
gonna
me
bring
the
on,
helm.
and then we gotta bring on our next guest, man. But go
right,
ahead,
cool.
run it, Stephen.
All right. Let me bring it on back here. All right.
Bring it
Marvel.
back.
All right. Question number 1. Marvel versus DC. Go.
DC. DC.
Mount Rushmore of boxing. Go. Four favorite boxers of all time. Past, present,
time?
doesn't matter.
Okay. Dang, man.
Weight class
Sugar
doesn't
Ray
matter
Robinson.
either. Mount Rushmore.
Doesn't
Come
matter.
on.
Dead
4.
or
Go.
alive.
Okay.
Give me
Go.
5. Give me 5.
Okay. Floyd, Sugar Ray Robinson, Tyson, dang. I guess Ali. I don't know if people met me. Ali. And my last one.
The Blueprint.
Blueprint. There we go. The Blueprint. We gonna get the Blueprint. The Blueprint.
All right. If you could see any fight between two people in their prime, they could be dead or alive. Who's the fight you would want to see?
Ali and Tyson. That's easy.
Woo!
Damn.
All right. Now, give me a story. Now, I know you're just turning pro, but I know you got stories. Give me a story about you boxing that is like raw, unedited, unfiltered. You've never told it before. You've definitely never told it on air.
Oh, I got a funny
Like,
one.
I want a story. I want a good story.
I got a funny one. All right, so I don't know exactly how long ago it was, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. But I had a fight right before Golden Gloves. We should get one more fight in before Golden Gloves. And like my thing is every time I fight, I gotta go take a shit. I got to because I'm not trying to be in that ring having this shit. You know what I'm saying? Get put some make my shit something like that.
I love it.
Nasty.
But listen, before
I
this,
don't
before
know
this
you
fight,
ain't done it.
but for this fight though, I feel like I was good. I feel like I ain't need to go shit or none of that, right? So as soon as I get in the ring, I'm thinking like maybe just some nerves or something like that. But I'm like, yo.
Tell me this ain't. This ain't going where I think so.
Nah, I ain't going there. But listen, I was like, yo, I got shit. I told my coach, I was like, yo, coach, I got shit.
Were your hands
like,
up?
my coach funny. He was like, yeah, my hands were wrapped up. I was in the ring. So my coach, he was like, well, what you telling me for? We should have went beforehand. Yo, so through the whole fight, through every round, I'm like, yo, coach, I need this shit to go. Like, I got shit so bad. And the winning
You
the
just
fight,
you praying that you don't get hit in
Yo,
the gut with the gut
What
shots.
can I do? What can I do? I gotta go through with it.
There's a
How
former
many rounds was that fight?
Just three. Went
All
three.
right, there's a former player played for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
His name is Channing Crowder. Okay.
Yeah.
He's on the I Am Athlete podcast. Great guy.
Yeah.
He used to pee on himself
Oh,
during the
shit.
game. Like, yep, didn't care at all.
We've all
It's
been
the
there.
Lord.
That's disgusting.
Football players have all.
No, but like,
done
yo,
that.
bro, like he's all like in a 3-point stance, pissing
I don't know
himself.
about you. I don't know about
Oh,
you, but
God.
3 of us on this podcast have played football before, and I know I've never wanted to pee in my damn uniform ever.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. In my blue uniform, if it's a solid color, man, I'm not taking a break. You're not taking me off this field.
Now I will admit I got hit so hard one time on a crackback. that I ended up pooping myself a little bit.
All right, last question. Last question, because we got to bring on our
I'm
next
listening.
question.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the
go ahead.
worst injury you've ever had fighting?
Oh man, this one's easy. So you know that I don't know what it's called, but that thing that you got like that hold your tongue, wherever that little piece is. I used to always, when I was younger, I used to always fight with my mouth open, and my coach used to always tell me, "Yo, close your mouth." One day, I had my mouth open, man. I got hit. Yo, cut that whole thing,
At
man.
the bottom.
Blood with bro.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey, if anybody's watching, they can find out the technical name for that little thing underneath your tongue. I really want to know
Never.
now.
And listen, I had a double mouthpiece. Never again. I'll never have a double piece again. Never again.
I'm glad my
Never
mama
again.
didn't let me fight.
Yeah.
So glad.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, I appreciate you coming on, brother. It
I
has been a
appreciate
true
y'all.
blessing and honor having you.
Thank
Let
you, thank you,
everybody
thank you.
know where they can find you and give your shout outs out, my man.
Okay. I mean, it's easy as this. I mean, it's right there. The Blueprint on Instagram, easy as that. Just THA Blueprint. On Twitter, it's THA _blue _print. I mean, I guess on Facebook, when I'm on Facebook, just Chris Glenn. I just want to get a shout out to my coach, Coach Lane. My whole team standing behind me. My man Carl. My man Jorge. My friends. James, Dom, Keen, Kavan. And a big shout out to the promoter too, man. Like I said, Corey Sanders, he giving us a really, really good opportunity to put on a show. And y'all too, man. Y'all for having me on this podcast, give me a chance to promote myself, promote my brand and everything. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man.
Shout out to Hagerstown Boxing, man. Shout out to all you guys up there.
Thank you.
And Chris, we wish you all the best, brother. God bless.
Good
you.
luck,
Get tickets.
And we'll see you in the ring.
We got you, my man. We'll see
Yes,
you
sir.
in the ring.
We'll see you there.
Bye-bye.
Hey, okay, so we do have a PA in here. She says it's called a frenulum. A frenulum, Mike.
Frenulum.
Okay.
Frenulum.
I'm gonna work on that. The technical phrase for that. I'm gonna work on that.
All right, my man. So without further ado, we're gonna have to run in and bring our next guest in. He's been waiting for a minute. Yo,
Bring him on, man.
shout out to Street Beef's own, the creator, the man himself,
The
Scarface.
creator.
What's up, Scarface?
What's up, my guys? I don't think y'all are going to be able to see me too well.
It's all right.
Oh man.
Oh, we gotta get some light on him.
Oh man, turn
We
the
can't
light on in
see
the
you,
car, man.
Scarface.
All I see is his teeth.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm
You
not
light
in the
skin.
car.
You ain't that dark.
Yeah. No, hey, only when I'm tan.
I heard.
You
Oh,
know. Hey, it's amazing to be on with y'all. I apologize for the scenery. I tried to message you. I was going to try to switch the time, but I figured it'd be better to at least come on and talk.
Yeah,
heck
man. Listen,
yeah.
we
We've been
appreciate
trying
you
to we've been
coming on.
trying to get you to come on,
Yeah,
man.
we've
We've
been
been
trying to get you for
trying.
some weeks now.
Man,
So anyway-
listen, my schedule's terrible, man. You'd think running a backyard fight club, I wouldn't have that much on my plate, but you'd be shocked.
Oh, we don't doubt it. We don't doubt it. We know you're a busy man, man. You got a lot going on.
Hey,
Running
bro,
your YouTube channel. all
real
that stuff.
quick. Is this your boy Angel? Like, this your boy right here,
I
Scarface?
mean, he's my boy, but what you say is on you. You choose
Okay,
the next
hey,
word
look,
to fight.
hey, yo, hey, why his
He's my
mouth?
boy.
Why his
That's
mouth
on you.
look like the Rolling Stones mouth? That's what it just looked like right there with the teeth.
He got that bling bling.
You looking at that dude's
Everything.
lips?
Yo.
Are you looking at that dude's lips? What's wrong
No, I'm
with
talking about
this
the
dude?
logo. I'm talking about the logo that they have. That's what it looked like.
Oh,
You talking about the Cobra?
look.
See, I'm gonna find it. You do your interview.
Oh,
I'll find it.
All right. Anyway,
I'm
What
gonna do
logo?
a side by side.
hey, Scarface,
Okay.
you still there?
Yeah.
Even the
I'm here.
SKPL
I'm
is
here.
the same. All right. So, backyard fighting, street beefs, or if the officials are watching, backyard sparring. What's going
Right,
on with you, my
right.
man? What's going on with you? I know you got a lot going on. You got a great people that follow you big time on YouTube. You have a lot of followers. You have a great following is what I meant to say. Excuse me, couldn't get my words right. And you've formed this whole entire backdoor combat sports empire where you're doing boxing, kickboxing, and MMA fights. How did all that come about, and how did it all begin? What made you get into
Well,
that?
I tell you, when I started this, I didn't even think I was starting anything. Like, basically, it started with some guys in my neighborhood who wanted to fight each other. And, it was over street stuff. So I had a yard that was secluded, and I was kind of respected in my old neighborhood. So I said, hey, you guys come over and fight, but if you fight, that's got to be it. That's got to be the end of it. And I let one or two pairs of guys fight, and it just kind of grew from there. About probably three weeks into it, I seen that I had something big, because it was just coming quickly. But to see where it's at now, this last event, we had people travel from 28 different states to
Wow.
come fight
Damn.
in the middle of nowhere, Virginia.
So-
It's crazy.
So you've had some people that not only have they come from other states, but you've had people that have literally traveled across the globe to come and fight on one of your stuff, man. Like,
Yeah,
people from,
absolutely.
come from
We had a
Norway and all kinds of places. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Norway, Australia, the UK. And I had a reporter for the Washington Post ask me, why would somebody travel all that way to fight in a backyard where it's not going to go on their sanction record and they're not going to get paid? And I said, man, look, it's the brotherhood. It's they see when they watch our videos that something good is happening, at least most people do. I'll get into the bad ones next, but most people they see it's something good, and I think it just kind of draws everybody in and makes them want to be a part of it.
I think it's very commendable, man, because you started this thing, with the whole slogans of let's see if guns down, glove up. Is that correct? I think it's what the slogan is. Guns down, glove up. So
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
so obviously there was a lot of people, and you've helped a lot of people, grown men, settle their beefs, and women settle their beefs and stuff. And that's where it ends. Because I've seen where you literally say, "All right, you're fighting, get it out, it's over, we're moving on from there." And you've helped a lot of people move on. That's very commendable. How does all that come about, man? How do you deal with that?
Well, I was part of a boxing gym when I was young called Erie Boxing Academy up in Erie, PA, and basically it was a live-in boxing dorm. And amongst teen boys, there's always going to be these disputes, so on and so forth. And our coach every Saturday would say, look, you guys want to beef during the week? You're going to put the gloves on and the headgear and go to war on Saturday and get it out of your system. So that's kind of where the idea came from for me. I've seen so many people die in the streets over stupidity, over petty arguments and petty street fights. And I always say, man, why couldn't you just fight? If you had to do something physical, why not just fight? Why pull a knife or a gun? At least you'll both be alive. But so that was my idea to bring them into the yard, let them scrap, and make sure that it's regulated and everybody goes home alive.
Mike, you got anything?
Yeah, Scarface, real quick. Who is your favorite athlete on Street Beefs? Because these guys have fans. I mean, I'm watching some of the live streams and I'm watching some of the videos. Who is your favorite guy that gets in there and brings it for you?
Oh man, that's you put my back against the wall on that one. Well, listen, people are going to think it's because he's my friend, but Iraqi Assassin has fought with us now for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
He started when he was actually 17. This is before we had the rule that you had to be 18 to fight. So he started when he was 17. He took on anybody that he was matched against. He did not care. And he's still going to this day and getting better. So, if you forced me, that's my favorite MMA guy. My favorite boxing guy, I really like Venom Black.
Venom Black, yeah,
So,
he's tough. He's tough.
Yeah,
He's tough.
Scrapper, man.
He
He's
really-
a tough dude.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yes, he
So
is.
are you going to turn the channel and eventually go into managing some of these guys that are going to go on to be professional athletes later on? Or are you just going to keep this thing Street Beefs and be like, hey, man, this is it for me? Or are you going to take this to the next level?
So, the Virginia Commission, and I'll say this on camera, is the biggest bunch of haters on planet Earth for one. They've spent the last couple of years harassing me. So, for that, I'm actually working on getting sanctioned to do some events in another state as we speak.
Good.
I'm
Good for
intentionally
you.
not doing. Yeah, but I'm still going to keep the backyard aspect as well. Um, because I think that's necessary. The reason why, and I told this to the commission, they asked, well, why won't you just get sanctioned? Well, here's why. We doing it the way we do, guys don't got to go out and pay for a physical and pay for this and pay for that. Some of these guys won't go through that process. Doing it this way gives them the stepping stones needed to just come out and fight and be a part of something. So I want
Yeah.
to keep that avenue open, but I think there's room for me to do both.
Now let me ask you this. So now we talked on sanctioned fights, right? Let's talk about
Right.
the fighters' overall safety, because this is just my point of view, and other people may not agree with me. But I think the state of Virginia has to do a better job of taking care of our amateur fighters, because then once they turn pro, I mean, they're damaged goods. These guys are getting beat up, and I mean, you
I
you
agree.
guys have, yeah. So looking at your aspect and say, because I've been to a couple of your shows, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of enjoyed that shit. I enjoyed the hell
Yeah,
out of
we've
it.
we've definitely
Yeah,
enjoyed being at Street Beef Live.
it's gritty. It's
That shit is
gritty.
raw. I like
I mean,
it.
it's really, really raw. But what's your protocol as far as fighter safety?
Well, I mean, the first part is just pay attention, man. Pay attention to the fighters. How do they look in there? People always ask why I stay in the cage even though I have a ref. Because when I'm in there, I'm looking at their face. I'm looking at these fighters. I want to see, are they hurt? Because a lot of times a fighter will be hurt before you even see blood, before they ever get knocked down. And like you said, my friend, these guys aren't even amateurs. These are just some guys. So we
Right.
don't want nobody to get brain damage or a fractured this or a broken that if we can avoid it. So I just try to pay close attention. Um, the second thing is sometimes you got to save fighters from themselves. I
Amen.
cannot count the times that I've came in and asked a fighter if he was okay. He obviously wasn't, and he says, "Face, I drove, from 5 states away to fight. You got to let me." Well, I'm sorry, my friend, but your health's more important, and that's it. I'm not going to let people get severely injured to sell fights. That's just
Right.
you can have a good fight without somebody being beat half to death,
Now,
in
face.
my opinion.
With that being said, I'm gonna go on the record. Now, everybody in the world knows what they can do. All right. Do
Sure.
you know? Do you know what Street Beef's net worth is on Google right now?
Yeah, and it's bull. That's come on, bro. I see.
I'm just
I see.
asking. I know. I'm just asking because people get caught up in the limelight. They think that this is this, but they don't understand the back office shit on how you're running your organization and what it actually costs you.
So let me tell you, if I was a greedy person, that probably would be close to my net worth. If I
Amen.
was a greedy,
Amen.
okay. However, what I've done is taken a bunch of ex-fighters and given them just jobs that,
Yes,
my
sir.
friend, truthfully aren't
Yep.
jobs. They're just
Yep. I've seen
basically
that.
getting. Yeah.
Yo, and
So
that's why we love seeing about that, because Scarface, you do look after a lot of guys, man. You do take care of some guys, and I've also seen where you've had a couple guys kind of shit on you and hate on you a little bit after you've looked out for them, man.
Yeah.
Like that's got to
Now,
be tough to deal with, brother.
tell me about the West
it's,
Coast adventure. Tell me about the West Coast adventure. You went to the
Yeah, I was gonna
West
get into
Coast?
all that stuff. Like, how did
Yeah.
you got other branches too, right? Like you got other street beefs associations and stuff
we
nationwide.
we do. So basically, the West Coast right now is the only branch that we claim full affiliation with. We do have Street Beef Scrapyard, but their videos don't go on the main channel. It's nothing that we don't like them. It's just it's kind of independently ran now.
Right.
But Street Beef's West Coast, we work closely with those guys out there, Martin and Alex. They're good people.
Yeah.
Um, it came about simply several guys from the West Coast are like, dude, I want to fight, but I can't make it out there. I want to be a part of Street Beefs. And, it came a point where I was like, we got to give them an outlet too. So we worked
Hell
together.
yeah.
And, Street Beefs West Coast is doing great, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're looking good. Now
Hey,
tell me
look-
about the pay. You put some guys on pay-per-view fights.
Yeah, so we actually had started dealing with this company called BLK Prime. And long story short, I'm not going to throw out all the dirty details, but
Yes, sir.
we were dealing with them. I actually fought for them. Esteban, a bunch of my guys fought for them, and then we had to part ways business wise. But before that, we put a bunch of guys on pay-per-view. Now
Yeah.
we have another company coming about that we're going to be doing pay-per-views with as well, and it's also in the amateur boxing circuit.
Nice. Nice.
Look-
Congratulations, man.
Thank you,
Scarface,
brother.
Let me ask you. So, I run the podcast network here, and I know what it's like getting a YouTube channel started and building up that brand. Tell me about the idea of marketing this thing and then having a YouTube channel and seeing where that thing has grown. And now you have over 2 million subscribers to your channel, which
Crazy.
big shouts to you, my guy. Like
Yeah,
that's,
for sure.
I want to get there one day. So big
That's
shout
hard
outs
work.
to you with that, like props. But like for
Thank
you, how did that come about? Like what has been involved with that? Because I'm going to assume you're probably like me that you know what you know. You know the fight world, but the YouTube side is a totally different thing that you probably had to learn and get engulfed with and learning how to market this thing, right?
So let me tell y'all, I came out of prison in 2003, and I started, like I said, I was still halfway in the streets when I started Street Beefs at the end of 2007. Well, at the beginning of 2008, we had Street Beefs for about 3 months, and my boy was like, "Yo, we should upload some of this to YouTube and see if it gets any views." I didn't know what YouTube was. I was not tech savvy or any of that, right? So I went ahead and did it. Now my boy, he wasn't taking it seriously. He didn't see it as anything long term. Well, I started reading the few comments we were getting. I said, "Man, we got something here." So what always pisses me off is, I get these little comments. People think that somehow I got lucky with Street Beefs. Dude, I worked my ass off. Those first 5 years, if I told you all the different things I was doing to promote, it would boggle your mind. I was going on.
Nah, I'm
what
with
I
you,
was
man. You look, I believe you. You don't have to preach to the choir. I got you. I know.
Yeah. And listen, that's the thing. It's the same with pro athletes and rappers. Young guys think they want to be a pro athlete or a rapper because they think it's easy. They think it's as simple as catching a football or spitting a lyric. But there's a lot of work that goes in to building something big. So, but it was worth it. It was worth it. And now, I got some help, so I get to relax a little.
Good.
Hey, look, if you ever need 3 amazing, good-looking guys to come, do a podcast live at Street Beefs, hey, I'm just saying, we're here.
Hey,
Holla at me.
we'd love to have y'all. You're welcome anytime, man, and I mean that. If you guys ever want to come broadcast live from an event, you are welcome.
Hey, Angel, you heard him.
I heard
him.
him. I heard him. Hey, I heard him. Hey, Scarface, man. So you've done all this, and you've made a good name for yourself, man, and you're a really good guy, and have a lot of followers. And I know you a little bit more on a personal level and stuff. First of all, congratulations! You got an upcoming wedding, I believe, with a remarriage with your wife. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir. I'm excited, man. October 30th. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
I'm coming up on 10 years, man. Any advice for the boy? I'm coming up on a decade.
10 years, brother. You've been together 10 years. That's an accomplishment. And I was telling a young friend the other day, he was fighting with his girlfriend. I said, look, the mistake a lot of couples make is when they fight, they think something's wrong with their relationship. They don't realize that every couple on earth fights. Me and my wife, we done been together almost 18 years. We love each other. We ain't going nowhere, but we fight. That's just, I mean, that's the nature of a relationship. The key is don't let it linger. Don't go to bed angry, and make sure you have that making up where you come and say, look, I was wrong.
Scarface out here preaching to the boys.
Yeah, he's
Huh?
telling
love it.
everything.
I
I
love
love it. Hey,
Spitting game, spitting facts. I
Hey.
love it.
hey, Scarface,
Yeah.
man, real quick. So what do you got going on next, man? What's your next big thing that you got going on? I know you got a show coming up. I believe it's either this week. I think it's this weekend or the next weekend. I'm not sure. But you guys
We got
constantly.
a pop up next week.
Okay.
Yeah, a pop-up show next week that Esteban is I let Esteban now, he runs pop-up events, which basically he's just popping up in different states,
Wherever he's at.
and let and he's making it to where people that may not be able to make it to Virginia still get a chance to fight,
Shout out to
but
Esteban.
Hey,
but as far as what I
Hey,
what,
Michael
what I,
Doman. Michael Doman put out collab with Winchester Boxing and sell out a sanctioned event in Winchester, VA. He throwing it out
hey,
there.
listen,
That's nice of him.
That's
listen,
nice
let
of
me
him.
tell you something. I'm open to anything that brings people in and gets people a part of something, man. I would definitely work with Mike, no question. I heard he was doing some shows and having some good success there. So I definitely, Mike, you should hit me up sometime. Get my number from Angel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But guys, I'll say this last thing. You had asked what I'm trying to do next, and basically, like I said, I'm working on getting sanctioned in another state. I will not give Virginia the satisfaction of getting my money for the way I'm sorry. I don't want to. I know some of you guys work as refs, etc., and I love y'all, but they've just, to me, been so inconsiderate and disrespectful of Street Beefs, and basically made my life hell. So I'm
Let
not
me
going
go
to
on
give
record
them.
real quick and say this real fast. Us being officials has nothing to do with it. It's just that we're officials. But this podcast and everything in it has no bearing or has anything to do with the DPOR or VCSS or GCA or anything like that. We are specifically a podcast show and are just completely thankful and blessed to even have you on the show, my friend. So, yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And listen, one thing about it, when I started this, my heart was in the right place. Guess what? 12 years later, my heart's still in the right place. I only want good for people. And it seems like they can't see that. So, like LeBron said, I'm going to take my talents elsewhere.
You go ahead and take your
Amen.
talents
Go
out.
ahead. Take your
Scarface,
talents
I
to
ain't mad
South
at you,
Beach.
homie.
Hey, Scarface. So you, you got all this stuff going on. Like it's great, man. Let's talk a little bit about these haters out here. What's going on with all that, man? Why you got these people say, "Hey, let's get dirty right here"? This is where we get raw, interactive one. So come on with it.
So I'm going to tell you, bro, honestly, most of the people that you hear talking the loudest about they hate Street Beefs were people that were kicked out of Street Beefs. And that's the funny thing. Like, these people you hear talking, most of them would still be here if I allowed them. Okay. Now, there's been a few examples that wasn't like that, where people bounced. But what that was, a lot of it's got to do with jealousy. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. Some of these guys, they see that I'm having success and that I'm able to put other people in a position to have success, and I guess they feel it should have been them. I'm no angel, but I'll tell you this: I turned my life around, and I've tried to be
No
a
pun
good
intended.
person. Right? No pun intended. I turned my life around, tried to be a good person, tried to be for the people, and some people are just not good people, man. So as far as the haters, one thing I've learned: the best way to get them is just keep shining. They hate it.
Yeah. Amen. 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 Amen.
Go ahead, Steve.
What?
Well,
What? Hey, Scarface, real quick. When are you gonna get it back in the ring, or make a? When are you gonna get another one of these trolls in there with you? Because that's what I enjoy the most.
It's watching you beat up
Well,
trolls. So come on with it.
I'm actually trying to get in on our. We've got something now called members only fights.
Okay.
Basically, what it is you can only see it if you've got a subscription to our YouTube channel.
It's
It's a
so
little
it's like
$5.
the only fans of street beefs. I got
I
you.
like it.
I got
I
you.
like it.
That's
I
right.
have
That's
access
right.
to it though. I have
Yeah.
access. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there. I have access. I get to
Wow.
watch great fights.
Wow.
So I'm going to do a fight in October.
Okay.
Look, I tell people this all the time. You're only young enough to fight one time. So,
Amen.
you don't want to be 55 and look back and be like, man, in my 40s, I still could have fought.
Mhm.
I definitely want to. I like it. It's fun to me. I like fighting, so I'm gonna do it as long as I'm not getting knocked out every time.
I ain't mad at you, Scarface.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you.
Hey man, we appreciate you coming on, man. You've been real cool, man. I'm telling you, all three of us want to come out and do a show, my guy.
Oh, we're gonna make it
You
happen.
guys
Oh,
are
we gotta make it happen.
100% welcome. Angel, Mike, y'all hit me up.
Yeah,
We'll
color
make a ring.
commentate something. We can color commentate it. We can make it fun.
Hey, we'll make something happen. I know you guys will do a good job.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
shout out
for
to
sure.
Derek Lee Sewell, man. He's showing you a little love. Appreciate y'all rocking out the podcast. Kudos to Scarface and Street Beefs. So you got some fans out here, man.
Hey, much love, Derek. Thanks
Hey.
for the support.
And what do we else got? Oh, yes, Bardet, which is Michael out here promoting the
Hey, leave
gym.
that
I love
dude
it.
alone.
I
Leave
love
that
it,
dude
man.
alone,
I love it. All right, man. So Scarface, real quick. All right, so Steven's got some quick questions for you. We're gonna run down the pipe real fast.
All right,
And then we're gonna let you go.
I don't know if you're a movie guy or a comic book guy, but these are 5 questions for you, real quick. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. Marvel versus DC. Go.
I'll take DC.
Okay.
Everybody likes the DC grittiness.
Your Mount Rushmore of combat sports, man.
Top
Mount
5
Rushmore
fighters of all time.
Oh wow. George Foreman, Mike
Nice.
Tyson. I guess I got to put John Jones in there, even though I'm not a huge fan. Spider Silva, and let's finish with Sonny Liston. I like boxing more than MMA.
Okay. If you could have any fight between 2 people in their prime, dead or alive, what is the fight you would want to see?
George Foreman versus Sonny Liston.
Nah, man,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Give me the worst injury you've ever had inside a ring or an octagon or anything like that.
I broke my hand in 5 places
Whew.
in one of our fights. Like, dude, I shattered my hand. I knew immediately as soon as I landed it was broke. So that was the worst one for sure.
And then the last thing, man, this is, if you look at the top right of our screen, it says parental advisory. I need an explicit, crazy story that you've never told anywhere. I need a raw, uncut story. Tell me something raw. I need a good story.
Man, I hate to tell this story, but back when I was in high school, I had beef with a dude, and we had argued back and forth for about a week. Well, he was mad because I guess he felt I disrespected his girl, dude named Popeye. So he comes in, sucker punches me, uppercuts me, and cuts my chin. So a week later, now mind you, this kid is way older than me. I was 12 at the time. He was like 16, 17. So I caught him a week later and hit him with a brick. And
You demoed him. You fried him, son.
He demoed his ass.
Yep.
Bam!
Yep. I hit him with a brick.
Damn.
So
You was 12
Yeah,
and hit a grown man with
Nothing
a
on
brick?
this show. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
say this real quick. Nothing on this show is going to incriminate you. I just want you to know.
Hey,
Let's go.
the statute of limitation has passed. It's been passed.
and that happened in Phoenix, Arizona anyway. So
Man,
I think we belong out of jurisdiction too. So
that's some shit my mama used to say to me. If you get beat up, you take a brick and you smack it upside somebody.
Damn. A brick.
he told you right.
God
Hey,
shout out
Hey.
to my mom, man. God bless her.
Scarface, man, we appreciate you coming on, dude.
For sure.
Hey,
man.
thank
Hey,
you
man,
for having
tell
me.
everybody where they can find you, man. Give shout outs. Go.
Hey, YouTube Street Beefs, y'all. YouTube, Instagram. Also, check out my new YouTube channel, Scarface Street Stories, for some of the stories like I just told you. Hey, thank y'all for having me too.
Absolutely, my guy.
Hey, much love, man.
Shout
Appreciate
out
you
to
coming
you.
on, Scar. We got to get
For
you
sure,
back
for
on here,
sure.
Scarface, for sure.
Thank
You
you.
can tell some of them more of them stories.
Anytime, fellas. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Yes, sir. You too, brother.
He said he hit him with a brick, son.
With a brick, son.
He hit him with a brick.
Pow!
Hey, yo, you know what's funny though? He was giving advice about marriages
Right.
Yeah.
and about couples being together.
Speaking
I
of
just think
couples,
that's a great segue. That's
speaking
a
of
great
couples,
segue.
we
to our
got an
next
amazing
guest.
couple that's coming on, which I am extremely excited about because I'm a big fan of both of these people, and they are dominating.
Before
The
they come
world
on, I
of
need the
bare
real. Y'all better be
knuckle
real, uncut. I need the
fighting
stories
championship.
behind the stories when y'all come up here. I'm not playing with y'all.
First of all, I want to know how they even met. This is the first question I'm going to ask. So you ready?
We about to be like,
Without further ado, I'll bring it on. Britton and Joey Beltran. What's up, guys?
That's what I'm talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are in the building. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Happy Labor Day.
What's up?
Happy Labor Day for sure.
Happy
Where's that
Labor
little
Day.
princess of y'all's? Where's Marjo at? That's what I want to know.
She's actually she sleeps all the time, but she
Well,
plays
that's what
some
Frenchies
really
do.
feisty.
Yeah.
She's
Welcome
in
to the
a-
Frenchie family.
Yeah. Oh, we
You-
love her. She's perfect though.
Yeah,
When
you
she
know I
comes
got two of them, so
Oh, they're the best.
yeah, they're amazing. So all right, so let's get right down to the nitty gritty because
Let's get
everybody
to
here
it.
is excited to have you guys on here. How did you guys meet? Let's go.
Oh, wait, real quick. Hold on. For
Okay.
those of you who don't know, this is the current BKFC heavyweight champion and the current #1 contender pound for pound women's fighter. You're going to be a champion. I already know that. In the BKFC. Like, that's just crazy to me, all that greatness under one household.
So all that greatness under one household.
Yeah.
How did you guys come about and meet? How did it even happen?
So basically, what had happened is that we both ended up like getting brought in by BKFC to do like commentating on a show that we weren't fighting on. Like she commentated on the girl show and I on the girl fight, and I commentated because it was actually the first time that me and Sam Shoemaker got in the ring and did the face off.
Right.
And so, like, I get there. For some reason, I got there hella early because I messed up on the timing. And then I was just sitting there, and I look at the seats, and they put my seat right next to it. It says Joey Beltran, next to it, Britton Hart. I was like, all right. But the thing is, I had known her because we fought on the BKFC #2
Right.
way back when. And but I didn't say a single word to her back then, but I knew who she was, obviously. And then she walks up and she's like, "Oh, like, so yeah, so I guess that you and I are." I was like, "You can say it. You can say it.
Go ahead, you can say it. It's right
You're
there.
my date."
Hey, parental advisory. You can be
Parental
explicit
advisory, you can
as
be
you want
explicit
to
as
be
you want
up
to be.
here.
Let's go.
No, I was like, "You can say it. You're my date. You're my date." And she's like, "Yep, that's what I am." And then like we sat down, and then like I was sitting next to her. I was like, in my head, I was like, "Come on, don't bitch out, Joey. Don't bitch out. Don't bitch out."
He's like, I'm in trouble.
And I was like, I just looked at her. I was like, "Hey, I got a car. Like the show's not gonna start for a couple hours. You want to go get a drink or something?" And she's all, "Yep." And that was that. And then like we went, and
You heard that, fellas? The champion said, "I have a car." That was his pickup line.
Yeah.
Damn. That's some G shit. That's some G shit.
yeah,
And you know, I'm from the hood, so I'm like, okay.
She
Oh.
was with it. She was with
Now,
it.
now, what I need to know was, what was you driving at the time, man? What
it
was
was a rental car.
okay,
Rent-
all right.
We're in Mississippi. We're in Mississippi at the show.
But to me too, if you had a rental car, you were like super fancy. I was like, damn, you got a
Oh, you
rental
fancy, huh?
She's like, I got picked up by a cab at the airport.
Damn.
I know. And so that was that, like we went, we had like no joke, no bullshitting. Like after the first conversation, I was like, who the
just
fuck
know.
is this girl? Like, who is this girl? Like, this is who I'm supposed to be with. Like, no joke. And then like we're
Had either one of y'all been with a fighter before?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just
Yeah,
didn't
but
know.
we're not gonna, don't listen to Steven. We're gonna keep going with the question. Keep going with the question.
Yeah, they didn't make the cut. You know, whatever.
Well, no, I just was.
They didn't make the cut.
My questioning for that is that what, like, there had to be something else besides fighting that brought y'all together, right?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, he was getting into that, but you interrupted my.
I'm sorry. You know what I did? Oh, mute my mic then. I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead.
I mean, you want to know? No joke. Like, we were just like talking, and she was just like telling me like all about just basically like her whole life story. Like, we were like for 2 hours just talking nonstop, and then like I just looked at her, and she's just like, "Yeah." I think the last thing she said, she's like, "Yeah," and I kind of have a lengthy criminal record, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, come here, I'm gonna change your fucking life. And I just grabbed her.
Oh, match made in heaven.
Shout out.
Then we went to the show, and then, you know, like, honestly, it's just like a undescribable connection. Like, the stuff that she was saying, like, I resonated with her. Like, it was like her story is my story is her story. Like, we've all people that have been through the shit, you know.
It's like a cosmic
just,
boom.
You know, just like my perceived, like, who Britton Hart was before then was like, she's like super nice, super sweet, super positive person, always like smiling, and like, but then like when she showed me a little bit of who she really was, I'm like, oh man, I want even more. Like, she's the real deal. The real one.
I gotta say, Britton, I mean, I've known you for some time now and watched you fighting and stuff. You've always been kind to me and super nice. And you've come a long way. You know, you've done some MMA, you've done some boxing, and here you are doing bare knuckle now at the highest level. I mean, how do you get there? Like, what did you do to get all through all that?
Yeah. Oh, wow. You know, it's just so amazing that I can actually say what it was, because it's such a different perspective looking on things now and talking to people and me thinking, wow, I used to sleep out of my car and count change for gas. And that was when I knew you. Like, when I was ring girl for EWC, like, I was up there. I'm telling you, I was at rock bottom in that point in my life. Like, I love TOC and I love doing things like that, but those were some of the darkest days where I felt like I had to smile and be somebody I wasn't. And it was just figuring that out and where I belonged. And, you know, I had to really sacrifice for it because I knew I wasn't in the right place. And no matter how many times I tried to fix it, it just kind of kept getting worse. And so when I was boxing and fighting, it was a way for me to save myself and get back on track, where everyone else just looked at it as, oh, this girl doesn't have enough experience, or, you know, she's a girl, or, oh, she just thinks she can come in and do this, or, oh, you know, we can get her to fight and use her because she's not smart, you know, not knowing really much about me besides people just, when they saw me, they're like, dude, that girl can fight. So it really actually like saved me in so many aspects, but I never quit. And it was crazy that I did that because fighting wasn't supposed to be like, you know, my end all. It was just like to means, like to get money to put food on the table, or to, you know, be able to go to college, because I started that and wanted to finish that, to pay for my kids' daycare. You know, that's what those fights were. And that's why my record reflects some things, because I took some tough ass fights early on in my career. Because one, I had this strive for people to know who I was, but I also needed it to survive. Like, I was fighting for bigger reasons and it excelled my true one. I wasn't just doing it because it was any other day. My life literally depended on it. And, you know, even when people were mean, like back in those days, it would be all over the board. People would say I was on drugs, because, you know, when we have to cut weight for a fight, I was learning how to do that. And I'm working out a lot more. So, of course, my body's changing. But people would say I'm on drugs and start that rumor. I'm a female. So, of course, I have to be sleeping with everybody in the gym or my coach. And then you have to deal with that shit. And it's just a lot of other, like, political stuff that goes into it. And when you don't know that right off the bat, you know, it can really, like, eat at you. And it caused even that. But I knew, like, for me, it made me go even harder, because I wasn't going to let those people take that part of me and what I started and make me quit boxing. Like, at least with school and stuff, I can finish my degree and stuff. But with boxing, it was different when people would talk shit and spread those rumors and do those hurtful things. I was like, I'm not going to just do boxing just to do it. I'm going to do it because I was somebody and I was meant to be here, and that I'm a champion and I'm better than just mediocre or a hobby. And it really propelled me to never give up and to be at this point now. It's like on a 4-win, 4-fight win streak. And it's like unbelievable knowing that back in the day I was like just scrounging to get by and even get a fight to pay my bills.
That's awesome. I mean,
Much respect.
That's
Much
much respect. That's very commendable because
Much respect.
to beat. So I mean, Joey, you fought at the highest level in combat sports. I mean, UFC, Bellator, King of the Cage.
King of the Cage, yeah.
I mean, you name it. You've been in there and fought some of the best fighters, current and past champions, and have been at the highest level. What made you want to go into BKFC, and how did all that come about?
So, what had happened is that like back in 2016, the end of 2016, I fought my last fight for Bellator, and I got knocked out and by Alessio Sakara in Italy, and then I was like, well, that's that, and I kind of fucking did what a lot of people do and dove down to the bottom of a bag in a bottle and fucking got really, really out of control and basically had to check myself into rehab, and that was in 2017, in August of 2017. So I went away for like 5 months, and then when I was in there, my old manager had hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, champ, you still in shape?" And I'm like, smoking cigarettes, eating fast food. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I got this." I was like, "Yeah, I'm in shape." He's like, "All right." He's
Doing
like,
what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, your name is coming up a lot in Russia. I think they want to do some business with you out here. I was like, "Fuck, man, sounds good." And then I didn't hear anything for like a couple months. And by that time, I graduated the program that I was at, and went back home and fucking was driving for Amazon, which, by the way, those motherfuckers are slave drivers, man. Those talking like
You ain't never lie.
Yeah.
You ain't lie, buddy. I've heard that multiple times.
Oh my god! And so like, I'm sitting there like one day, sitting at a Jack in the Box eating a double cheeseburger, just hating life. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What is going on? And then boom, I got a call from my manager, and he's like, 5 weeks, Sergey Karatanov for 20 and 20. I was like, and by this time I was scrounging for money. I was like, for 20,000? I was like, fuck, I don't give a fuck. Let's go. 5 weeks. Yeah. And Sergey Karatanov was like fucking bad, one of the best over in Russia has to offer. So I was like, well, let's see what happens. And I just like got in shape as best I could. Went out there and I fought to a decision, lost, but it did really good. So I was like, all right, I still got some left in me. I can do this. And then for whatever reason, I couldn't get any fights. Because, like I said, I'd been cut by Bellator. So normally I would have to come and do like a few fights on the regional scene to build momentum to get picked up. But I couldn't get any fights for whatever reason. And
well, I'll tell you the reason. Ain't nobody wanted to get hit by you. That's the reason.
Probably. Well, but that's what pisses me off is like back in my generation, like, I remember I took fucking hard fights because I was trying to get to the UFC. Like I took if somebody just got cut from the UFC, I was like, I want to fight that guy to show that I should give a spot.
Right.
Whatever. But then anyway, so I was training, losing weight, getting back in shape, and then my old coach, Eric Del Fioro, hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, man, these bare knuckle people are they're about to sign Beck, Roddy Beck. They're about to sign Beck. I think I can get you in on this. Would you do that shit or what?" And I was like, "Why not? Sounds fun to me." And then when I found out that you could dirty box, like grab the head and fucking, oh my god, is the Joey Beltran Fight League? I was like, let's do it, and funny thing is I remember the first name that they gave me was Sam Shoemaker, and so I remember I researched him and I was like, oh, I got that guy. I thought that back then. I was fat. I thought that back then, and then they're like, actually no, we want you to fight Tony Lopez. I was like, all right, whatever. I fucking fought him already 2 times in MMA. Let's do it. And now,
right.
he can't fucking kick me or grab me and hold on for dear life. Like, oh, I'm gonna whoop his ass.
That was a bloody ass fight too, by the way.
Yeah. Crazy thing, funny story is that like that fight was with the fight, you know. I don't want to say arguably. It's basically the fight that fucking got us over the hump that night, because up until that fight, the show had some cool moments, you know, but it was still kind of like, I don't really know. Like from a fan's perspective, I don't really know if I really like this stuff. And then we came in and fucking just lit the house on fire.
Yeah, that fight was absolutely amazing.
We were like the number 2 trending topic on Twitter, and all over the social media was just fucking Mike and Tony faces covered in blood, beating each other up. And funny thing is that we were the swing bout. So what that means is we didn't have a place in the lineup. And ultimately, if the fucking timing didn't permit it, they wouldn't have showed our fight on TV. And we got lucky that the way the fucking stars lined up, that we got put on second to last. So it looked, and they said, oh yeah, co-main event. Like, no, motherfuckers. We were in the back. We had to warm up like 4 times in the hallway. And then like, no, go back. Like, oh my God, like so crazy. So it all worked out.
That's insane.
It all worked out in the end. So that's how that's my story.
And I gotta say that's an incredible. I mean, because that was a great fight. I mean, 2 hard-hitting Mexican warriors just sitting there in the middle and just trading punches.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an amazing thing. I think that's pretty awesome. But to become the champion and then to defend the title, I mean, what goes through your mind process? Because this isn't like, okay, MMA, you got 4-ounce gloves, you know, whatever. Boxing, you got 10-ounce gloves, you know, whatever. In bare knuckle, it's just these things right here. So
yeah, you know, I mean, honestly, like I'm just very, very, what's the word? I'm very at peace mentally on the inside with the violence that's about to take place. Like, I don't have any hesitation. The same way that I spar in the ring with gloves and headgear on leading it is the exact same way. Like, it was a seamless transition. Like I just, you know, I work on moving my head, try to at least, you know. But, at that point in time, like, I don't fucking care. Like,
you're just going.
Okay, I'm okay. I have full level commitment. And I see that a lot with like fighters, like they come into BKFC, like they'll be like, oh, like trying to like set up with the jab, like fucking jump in the fire, motherfucker. Like, this is what we're here for. Like, let's go.
I love it. Let's go.
You know?
I love it.
You know,
Hell
like I've always just been like okay with that. Like, ever since the Tony Lopez fight, like it's like, well, I guess this is basically a street fight. Like, after watching the fight too, I was like, all right, let's go fight. But, you know, we can't stomp anybody in the head, thank God. You know, no one's getting hurt like that. But I mean, it's basically a street fight. You know, I joke all the time with like my friends and family, like, yeah, I'm basically the world street fighting champion.
Hey, much
we just had
respect.
Scarface on, so love.
We'll co-sign for that. We'll co-sign for that.
Yeah, much respect.
I give much respect. Hey, Britton, real quick. So you're the number 1 pound for pound female really fighter in all of BKFC. What's next for you? Who do you want? Like, what's going on? Like, so are you up for? Obviously, you got to be up for a title coming on. So what's up with all that?
Yeah, you know, I think I'm at a point where I'm supposed to like demand this title. And I mean, I do really want it, and I think I really need it. But at the same time, you know, we're like, it's kind of in our blood now. Like, that's what we know. We love doing. Like, fighting means more to us than just some like on the, you know, superficial things. But like, I'm sitting here wanting to fight, and it seems like they're kind of like playing that, well, now I have too much experience to some of these newer girls coming in. So that's going to be
my eye twitch.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then so now I'm looking at, you know, of course the rematch with Beck would be awesome. I want that more than anything because I feel like it's my first, you know, it's my first bare knuckle fight, and I want it back. And one, I really truly believe I won that fight. So one, I believe I won it, and I want revenge over it. 2, you know, even just to run it back and make it even more convincing that I did win. You know, I would like that, and So, but, you know, she's going through changes, I guess, with COVID regulations in her country. And then, of course, we have COVID regulations here that change every other day. So you never know. Like, for me to put all my eggs in my basket, and I think even for BKFC to do that, wouldn't is like just not doable because anything could happen. So saying that we're gonna fight in October when she can't even get like leave her own country is just a waste of everyone's time. But now it gets worse because it's like that's the fight to be made. So how long are we prolonging it? And do I just wait until she gets here? What if she doesn't get here for another 6 months? You know?
So
I don't
Brent,
know.
real quick, after watching that fight, tell me exactly what you learned, what you're going to use going into the second fight. Because I just watched that fight 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, was that Beck Rawlings?
Yes.
Okay.
I just rewatched it, and I was just watching some notes. I felt like you were really, really young at that stage. But then I
Right.
watched you grow. I watched you super grow in your next fight. So tell me what you learned from that fight. What you're going to bring to the table for the next one.
Yeah, so the first one was legitly because I was kind of sold on the fact that it was a new sport. You know, I was in some really, again, some rock bottom moments in my life. And I really looked to it as that. But that being said, I trained myself for that bare knuckle fight. Like
Right.
I was training myself for it, which, you know, again, and I don't have that much experience as far as my, like, you know, what's black and white. And on paper, I really don't have that much experience. But here it is, I'm training myself. And then my coach that I actually had go with me, we only met like maybe twice a week. He was
Holy
great though and
shit.
awesome. Like I,
Right.
you know, love him to death. He's a great guy. So nothing bad on his name at all. But he was so busy and he was kind of doing it to help me out, like as a favor. So he
Right.
would meet me at the YMCA and hold pads for me. So that's who my coach was going into that fight. So after that fight, I kind of like walked around depressed for like a good 3 or 4 months. Like, damn, just listening to people talk and people saying like, oh, we're, you know, she actually went the distance, to whether that should be something I should be happy about. Like people were like, oh yeah, Britton, you're a fucking hell of a loser. Like that's how I felt it was, you know, like, wow, like you're a great fighter, but you're a loser, but great job. Like you really did something with your life. And I was like, damn, but I really didn't. I didn't win. Like, and I could have won. And so they're like, well, if you had a team and made this like your full-time commitment, you would do a lot better. Like someone who came out of the UFC or had sponsors. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So that's actually what's landed me here, and where you've seen the progress so like clearly is because like I've stopped at like nothing to do that. Like I've traveled and stayed places, and I was like, let me be the best here and sacrifice, and then be like, if I knew it wasn't right for me, I would leave and go to another place that wouldn't cause problems, or, you know, people that are really there for you, because people can be misleading for a couple, you know, for a couple months, and you don't really get to see it till you hang out for a while. So you would see kind of pieces of that, but always left on good terms, and was doing good, but I just didn't have the money to do it. But then as it grew, actually COVID was one of the best things, because when COVID happened, I lost my job and had no choice but to be like creative and innovative and think what I was going to do. So I started training and working boxing, and I made boxing my job, like I probably should have back then. And so I was doing it all the time. When it was time for me to fight, you could see it kind of paid off, like from the first fight with Beck.
Absolutely,
Me just
yeah.
training myself.
And you've been on a tear since then. So I mean, you've dominated every opponent that you've been in. You just crushed Jenny Savage. I mean, what's next for? I mean, so like, where do you go from here? So if Roddy Brett can't step up, is it Christina? Is it who's next? Like, is it Starling? I believe is her name is. She's a scrappy girl too. So who's
He's
next?
trying to get you to call somebody out right
No,
now.
I'm not trying to get anybody to call
That's what
anybody
he's
out.
trying to
I'm
do,
just trying to see who would be next in line for this title, because I think the girl deserves it. I mean, she, experienced or not, she deserves to be in the title hunt.
Absolutely.
And she's went on a tear. She hasn't lost a fight since then. So what are we talking about here? I mean, she beat Paige Van Zandt. She's beaten, you know, multiple female fighters in a row. I mean, what else is there? You know, so.
Exactly. I mean, like, you know, I'm really honestly ready for anybody and everybody right now. And I can honestly say that. I mean, with Beck, I want that rematch. With Christine, you know, it's been heated more. And honestly, the personal disrespect is getting out of control. So that's that fire that I want to just squash that and get rid of that. And a lot of people think she's the best. And I mean, again, she's not undefeated. Where now Beck Rawlings is lying around undefeated when I know I can beat her, you know? So to me, I'm looking at those avenues. But with Christine, I don't mind it. I have said I wanted to fight her. If BKFC doesn't want to put on that fight, that's also not on me. But they'll want to push it and say, oh, well, I fought for my Paige fight. Well, that was when I needed people to realize my skill. Right now, I don't have anything to prove because I've shown it to everybody that I have that skill. So when I'm ready for that fight or they're ready to give me that fight, it's just going to happen because I'm at this point now where I'm happy and good with my life. But it's also kind of shifting over to like, well, you know, who are they building up right now? You know, Taylor's awesome and I love her friends, but now that's the fight that everyone says that they want to see and that they're asking for. And I know that she really wants the title and she's going to be, you know, she's undefeated right now. So any of those people would be awesome. I have, you know,
because you're friends with
all three of them.
You're friends with Starling, right? Like you guys are cool with each other.
Yeah, we are. We're really cool. We used to be part of the Women of the Carolina Fight Life. So big shout out to them. We actually like help, you know, do things with girls and build a confidence and self-esteem and reach out to women's, you know, reach out stuff. So that's how I met her. So that's pretty cool. We have that common interest and, you know, heart inside. So she's a good person at the end of the day, but you know, it is one of those things. There's not that many females. And with it, you know, kind of going up, I was like, oh, I feel like I am the best. And I don't want anyone to kind of come in and step up and think that they're better than me when they're not. So there's that.
Go ahead, Steve.
All right, I was like, I'm waiting for my time to come back in. I got questions for both people here.
Well, I got a quick question for before we get into that real quick. Joey.
No, I ain't talking. I got my own questions, Angel.
Oh, okay.
I got my own questions.
Run it. All
right. First things first, Joey. Let me bring you in, the Mexecutioner. First things first. You said that you actually hit a spot with me that meant a lot. So I went to rehab in August of 2017. So yeah, man, just know that I'm it's a lot, man. And I'm proud of you for being in recovery for this long. I just celebrated 4 years for me. So it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
We do recover. Like I always tell Britt, like they will appreciate, like we don't have to live like that anymore.
Nope. No, and what I even love more about your story is you're doing it with her, right? And like you guys have each other, and that's one of the best things that you can do. I tell people all the time, there's no way that I'd be able to get through what I was supposed to get through without my wife, you know? And so shout outs to you with that, man.
Steven, are you about to cry? Are you about to
cry?
No,
I'm not about to cry, man. Look, man, you leave me alone.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
All right, number two. I have to ask this because I'm a huge MMA fan. What was it like in the ring or in the octagon with Rampage?
Oh man, you know what? Like
I gotta ask.
Right,
man.
I love Rampage too. Let's go.
Half my brain says fuck that guy. No, and the other half is like I really like Rampage because after that fight, we actually had the same manager for a little bit of time, and I helped him get ready. Paid sparring partner for like 3 fights, and like he's super cool. We were both sponsored by Monster, so we partied together multiple times. Like nice. Rampage is cool. That being said, I fucking think it's bullshit. I still think that's one of those. There's some fights, like there's some fights where I'm like, you know, he was better than me. That like Matt Mitrione, I'll say, I fucking gave my heart out. I threw everything I had, and he was just a little bit more. He hit me a few more times. He's better than me that night. But that Rampage fight is fucking bullshit. Like
I watched it.
Mergliata, like I literally got dropped, fell to my hands, and the bell went off. I stand up, no joke. I stand up, and I go to my corner, and then all the doctors start coming up to me in face, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" And then I'll always remember the look on my coach's face. He's like, "Joey, we can't do anything. Just fucking
the moment they came over, I was actually with my dad. We were watching the fight, and I said, "They're gonna call it. They're gonna call it. Like there's nothing that they're gonna be able to do. Like it which is bullshit. Because I was hot for you, man. I was hot for you.
But you know that's I learned a lot because that fight was pretty early. I'm still like 2013 when it happened, 2014.
That was a long
A
time
while
ago.
ago.
Good point.
And like I remember like one of those few times it's happened a couple times in my career. It don't happen anymore now, but where I start doing good and I think, oh man, this is actually going really well. The game plan's actually working. And then boom, I'll get cracked.
And that's what happens when you get into the later round. All right, so last question I have for you, and then I'm going to go to Britain. BKFC is a totally different animal from being in the ring, having pads on the hands. Like, why is this clicking for you? That you're the champ, man. Like, there ain't nobody better than you in BKFC right now, hands down. So why is this working for you here? And maybe the other things you weren't as successful with the outcome. I don't want to say successful because I think you're a very successful fighter inside the octagon too.
I think honestly, I mean, it's about the mental paradigm shift that I had in my brain, and I have to give shout out to. I have a mental coach that I meet with once a week, named Caleb. We call him the mental sensei, and no joke, man. Like I've been working with him for over 2 years now, and like I'm gonna work with him right until the day I retire because it's
called a resurgence, baby.
It's a matter of like me allowing myself to be great and accepting success and having a different conversation with myself and be like, no, man, you are a good person. You do deserve to win. You do deserve all these good things. You know, because like back in like the UFC and Bellator, like I was not being a good person. Like I was married back then. I was a horrible husband. I was doing fucking all sorts of shit, women, drugs, and all kinds of shit behind my ex-wife's back. And like so all the time, like in the back of the locker room, I'd be like, fuck, like it's gonna happen now. Like karma's gonna come get you tonight, motherfucker. Like you're gonna get fucked up. I've been having these conversations with myself in my back.
Rehab played a big part of that, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah. Like in the short, it wasn't not too far along after rehab that I met up with my guy, and we started working and started really like just cleaning out all that junk in my head. Like, no, man, like, you know, like act accordingly, you know, start like be impeccable with your word, and just like, you know, do what you say. I mean, say what you mean and mean what you say, you know, shit like that, you know, and just go for it and just be a fucking good dude. And all of a sudden, it's like, man, yeah, it started shifting my self-image. Like, yeah, I am a good person. I do deserve to win. And like early on when I was in the UFC, like I would tell myself, like, I know that no matter who is in front of me, like I'm gonna put on an entertaining fight, and people are gonna fucking love me at the end of the night. And that's kind of like an own limitation that I put on myself. Like I would put on entertaining fights.
You put on a lot of entertaining fights,
bro. I've watched you for years.
A lot of entertaining fights, bro.
Yeah, you know, exactly. But now it's like, nah, man. Like I know I'm gonna win. I know exactly how I'm going to win. Like by the time the fight comes, the time the fight week comes, is the most enjoyable time of my year. Like fight week is just fucking chill. We're just cruising, we're hanging out, talking shit, and then like even like fight night, I'm just listening to my music and just having a good old time. And then
because you know what this is about for now, like. Real talk, like I have a thing I do a morning show every morning on this podcast network, and on Fridays we have a thing called Spread Kindness Fridays. I need to have you come on for Spread Kindness Fridays because I feel like that positive message that needs to be spread. Like that's what people need to hear. Like there's been a lot of, you know, we've all heard the story about and I'm sorry I can't remember her name off the top of my head right now. The WWE wrestler. Just committed suicide. I can't think of her name.
Oh yeah.
But like I've heard a lot of those stories over the last, you know, look, COVID has been, excuse the language, it's been a bitch with this, right? And so people are inside their own heads. So I feel like positivity and hearing the stories about people being in that room inside your head, inside that little black box up there, and then finding ways to get out of it. We need to hear more stories like that. So I want to get in like real dip with you on another conversation at another time. So just keep doing what you're doing with that. But now I'm going to go to your wife.
Yeah.
So Britton, let me ask you. So when it comes to the female game and fighting, the game has changed over the last 5 to 7 years. And a big part of that is, obviously we saw what Ronda Rousey did coming onto the scene, and the money went from here to here. And I feel like women's fighting now, no matter what league you're in, has just taken on a life of its own. Would you agree with that?
I think that it's better. Yeah, I think that it's better. I don't to say a life of its own. I wouldn't quite put it
Still
there
probably
yet.
growing, I'm gonna say.
But it's on the right. It's on
Yeah.
the road there. So I do agree with that. But there are still a lot of other things that are behind the scenes, like really talking and sit down with women and see what they're paid. Is still literally an eighth of the fraction of what the guys get paid.
100%.
So to me, it's
Women
like
put on some
I'm
of the
not
most exciting
complaining.
fights.
Yeah, and that's why we're like,
Angel, who's my favorite fighter right now? One of them's Thug Rose. I love Thug Rose. She's absolutely amazing,
Exactly. And it really shows that women can be, it doesn't matter, that we really do put on entertaining fights and make fans, and it's not based on anything else but fighting, and there's a lot of girls out there that represent that. So, but I mean, if you sat down and talked to them and see how much they'd be paid, I think that you'd be a little surprised.
Has David Feldman ever thought of possibly doing an all-female show? Because I think that would be pretty fucking dope. I mean, I'm just saying. An all-female bare knuckle show, that would be pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen though. So I've been hearing that again for like at least 5
It will
years.
happen. I don't know when. I think, and Britton, please correct me if I'm wrong here. I think the issue is, for example, and I'm just bringing up UFC because I'm more familiar with the UFC female divisions, is you see somebody like Amanda Nunes, she's going to kill anybody she gets in the ring with because there's nobody really on her level at the moment, right? And I feel the same way with you. Like, you could take another fight right now, but who's really going to step to you in the ring right now? That, like, nobody. So I feel like, I guess this is a statement / question to you. I don't know how we get the women's fighting division to be more level, on a level playing field, to get more female fighters in a position where they are more just as competitive as the women that they're in the
Hold on, Steven. You can't say that they're not parallel or level, because women fighting is on a level now. Pay scale wise, it might not be, but level fighting wise,
I feel like, and maybe I'm biased, but I feel like anybody Amanda Nunes gets into the fight ring with, or Britain gets into the ring with, nobody's touching. Like, there's maybe one or two women. There's one or two women that can do it. That's it.
You're comparing apples to oranges. So you got a female that's at the highest level in mixed martial arts, who's dominating two different things, and she's getting paid a different type of amount. BKFC is still growing. BKFC is the.
I understand that, but my Britt, do you get what I'm trying to say? And if you don't, let me know. Like,
yeah, no, I do, and I do agree with that to a point, but it's also like, well, like, people are saying again, oh, the women's, again, fuck the pay scale, but like, oh, the women's division's stacked. There's so many females being signed. I don't know how many podcasts you guys follow or on Instagram with the bare knuckle stuff, but me and Joey joke about it all the time. Like, we could start our own page and be like, look who we signed today.
By the way, I was going to say, hey, we have a platform here if you guys ever want to start a show.
We would take pictures of like 20 people in our gym and send it to you and be like, look, they're going to fight bare knuckle because we want, 20% of their pay. Who knows? But, it doesn't matter. The fact is the pool is out there. But look, like this last fight that just happened, the card, where was there a female fight on it? There wasn't.
No.
And look at this one coming up in Montana. Yeah, there's not one.
There's not one.
Do you feel that's a lack of disrespect on the women's end, or a lack of there is not a good competitive fight to be put on the card at the moment?
There's probably not, but then you get to this problem that you just said is, why don't you find these girls and make it more? And like, for me, I'm thinking in my head, I'm a girl who has so many things that should tell her she shouldn't be a professional fighter. I came from a small town, was a nobody, had $0 in my pocket, And look at me, I'm beating Paige Van Sant and almost anyone else who gets in the ring with me, guaranteed. And I feel that
Angel, we got to have her
where
and
does
Miranda
people
on
come
and do a
from?
women's panel about combat sports right now, because I think that's underrated what she's saying.
Right, and it's like just put them up, bring them in. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking at the BKFC 21 card. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
Right.
looking at the BKFC 21 card, September 10th in Omaha, Nebraska. And again, they got all these fighters, but you're correct. There isn't one of
There's no women
fighter.
there. There's no
Right.
woman. I look too.
And they could just have one. I mean, I'm sure with all these girls being signed and all these females who want to be
BKFC, step your game up with the women's division. Let's go.
but then you'll hear them, well, nobody knows who they are. And it's like, well, that's why you fight them. So we know who they are now. So discover them. And I think it would be a lot better. For me, it would be more confident, because it's like, dang, I mean, I can't sit and wait for every UFC or for them to sign known boxers or known UFC people. And then really, is that fair that I'm just Britain? You better give me a belt then if I'm going to sit around and just welcome anyone who comes in.
And Angel, that's what I was trying to say with Britain. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I don't think Britain took it that way. I hope you didn't. I was just saying that there's got to be a better way for this.
I just had to correct you, because the fact of the matter is, when it comes to skill level, women are dominating combat sports at a high level now. It's not what it was 20 years ago.
I agree with that.
I think
the pay scale is a little tall.
I think what he was saying, and it's kind of like Hoist Gracie. Like when fucking UFC first came, like Hoist Gracie killed everybody, won the first 4 UFCs in a row, and was like, oh, he's the best thing ever. Walked off into the sunset. Yeah, when Hoist Gracie tried to come back, fucking Matt Hughes almost took his life in the ring. So it's like
Ronda's the same way.
So I guess it's the only thing that can be done is just time. Unfortunately, time for everybody to catch up, per se, like for these people. And it's
Joey, Mike, you got a question? I'm sorry.
I do. I do have one for Brittany. Where did you learn your savvy trash talk? Because it is so impressive to watch you at a pre-fight. I'm telling you, I chime in to watch that more than I do fight. You are selling. Like, is that a skill that you've worked on? Because your trash talk is par none.
When she got up and dropped her purse, I cried. I literally cried. I was dying laughing. I really was. I was like, oh shit.
I mean, you are really doing a good job of your sales. Like, I really, really enjoy it. I mean, you're intimidating some of these girls before. I think that might be another reason.
Not just the girls. Hell, I would never get in the ring with you.
This is the couple you don't walk into a bar and start shit with. You know what I'm saying?
Just the trash talk. You're winning these fights.
There ain't gonna be no world star there.
No, you're winning these fights before you even get into the ring.
Yeah, thank you. I think that really actually means a lot to me, because I know a couple people would be like, use that and be like, oh, Britain sucks at shit talk, and I'm like, okay, so my bad.
You're doing a great job.
The haters
do.
That's a haters job.
That came back was like, I didn't know that we're fucking getting graded and how good we are at shit talking. Does that mean anything about getting in the ring and whooping your ass? Because it doesn't. And I don't know.
That scale, baby.
Hey, they say it doesn't, but there's been a lot of fights that have been won before you even get into the ring.
Oh, hands down. When Jenny Savage, me and Joey, we high-fived each other, actually.
Right.
Literally, I swear to you, at press conference, and high-fived each other. We're like, dude, we got this, girl. Like,
right.
No way.
Right.
Like, after, like, I don't know if you guys saw it or caught it, but she told everyone I bullied her and was, like, mean to her. And then at press conference, she literally gets caught up in some crazy lie. And then when I'm going to leave, I turn my back. She throws this towel while my back is turned, which is probably the most shadiest, disrespectful, dirtiest thing you can do. And I just sat there and was like, oh, yeah. We went down, and then she came up to me and Joey and was like, oh, yeah, regardless of the fight, congratulations on your marriage. It's a beautiful thing. I was like, oh, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Hey,
we got you, because I'm telling you what, if you disrespected me and I don't like you,
right.
Fuck you and your newly husband.
Fuck your bitch ass.
I don't give a fuck about you. I hope that distracts you, you dumb bitch. Like, I would be mad. I'm not gonna go.
Right.
So that's where you're seeing like I love Britain for his shit talk because it's real. Like
Right.
it's really just coming out at that point in time. And you know what I say goes. Like the guys from BKFC will come up to me and be like, hey, you know, what do you think of this? And I'll be like, you know, me and Joey joke about it, but I'll be like, well, let me tell you. And then they'll be like, their mouths are dropping like, yeah, say that exactly. And I'm like, oh, wait, what did I say? Like, what did I say? I don't even realize it sometimes, which gets me in trouble as well. But
that's
you know,
awesome. So
I'm
Joey,
so happy I found a job I can do it and not get in trouble.
And that's the way to do it.
You come on this show, practice with us on Monday nights, and we'll we got you.
Hey, Joey, real quick. So you're a fighter's fighter. Like, you fight. So, and you're the current top heavyweight champion. And now you got a list of, I think there's like, now that I think they just released the thing where there's like the top 5 fighters in your division. Who do you see? Because I can't see anybody at this point. Who do you see in that division that can possibly be a contender or at the top of the division fighting you next or whatever? Who would you like?
Well, definitely. I mean, Arnold Adams. He was the first champion, and because he does have a stoppage win over me, and Dr. Stoppage from this cut right here.
9 seconds, right? 9 seconds or something like that.
No. It was like 9 seconds into the 4th round.
4th round. Okay.
Yeah. So, but you know, like, it's so funny. It's like, all right, motherfucker, if that's gonna be a crowning achievement in your lifetime, that you got a fucking cut stoppage win over Joey Beltran, you know, sit on that. Go have a good time with that shit. But I mean, like, definitely I want to fight him. He's got 2 big wins, and then that win that he just got over Mick Terrell, like, that was surprising. It did surprise me. Like, Arnold is the fucking same fighter he was when I fought his ass. You know, he's the same fighter because he's fucking dumb shit. And Mickey Terrell, like, really, like, man, he fucking came out and laid an egg. He fucking shit the bed that night. And you know, so but that's a fucking valid win because a lot of people would like to refer to Mick Terrell as the lineal bare knuckle boxing champion, like down talking like what we have going on over here in America. I'm like, dude, I'm not talking shit, but I'm just saying the 2 best guys from the UK came over here and got served up. You know, we do things a little different over here in America, I guess. You know, and so. That being said, it's a long-winded way of saying Arnold Adams. I want to fight Arnold Adams.
There you go. So I gotta hold this off for everybody real quick, but I want to kind of remind everybody to please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please, if you like what you see, the content you see, the realness of this show, please continue to
go ahead,
subscribe and hit that like button. You know, there you go. You know, because that's what's really important, man. We want to continue to have people show that love. And again, become a YouTube member. Join now. You can join right now. You can.
Joey, tell them if they don't join right now that you're gonna come put the stop on them.
You're gonna put hands on them, Joey.
I will.
So join us now, man. Come join the YouTube channel. Continue to support us, man, here at Fire and Ice Combat Sports Show. And yeah, man. And then again, let's remind everybody: if you still got your kids up, it's on you because we cuss on this show. We keep it real on this show. So
she said she don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck. So that's what we talk about on this show. But yeah, again. So Michael, Steven, you guys want to?
Are you ready for the lightning round?
We're gonna go to a quick before the lightning round, Steven. Quick question, Mike. You got anything else?
Yes, I have one question for Britt. Okay, so in the past, there's been another female boxer that I'm a fan of both you guys. It's like one of my dream matches is you and Heather Hardy.
Oh,
Wow.
Ooh, I like
Listen, she is going to be on the show. I promise you. I reached out to her about maybe earlier today. Because I told her you were going to be on the show. She said, I'm chiming in. She was like, because me and her need to fight and make some real good money.
Heather said that?
Yeah, she's like, hey, we need to get it in.
Oh, that's awesome. I tell everyone, and actually it's funny, we just, I mean, literally her name has come up so many times, and I mean that in a positive way. Seriously, when I first started boxing, I looked to her, and she was like really a role model for me too, because she started so late in her career.
Absolutely.
She wasn't
Absolutely.
like one of these girls that, their uncle or their grandpa, their dad boxed them and their brother boxed, and they just grew up in that, those genes. And it's kind of sucks when no one gives you the credit. Again, as a female, they give the credit to these boxing family females. But with Heather, she like came in and she was older and she wanted to do it, and she went like, she was phenomenal. She did some really good things. And another thing is like about Heather, she doesn't have a traditional boxing style. Like, she does some things that you would say, don't do that.
Right.
And I think that that's pretty cool, like that she's developed her own style and did so well breaking some of the rules. And so for me, when I would go in there and have people be like, some people would be like, oh, she throws so wild, or she doesn't bring her hand back to her face. That used to really, upset me. But then I would look at her and what she's done with her life and her career, and some other men out there too. They get ridiculed. It's like, wow, that she made it her style, and I can do that too. So now, now it's to a point like, well, in boxing, I want to be the best too. So who's the best? Of course, I'm going to think someone I idolize and like. Like, I also really love Shelly Vincent. That's another one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Those are the people, like, to me, they're the best. Not necessarily like Amanda Serrano or any of them, but the people I idolize. So for me to be in the ring with them, I think would be super cool. I have heard that Heather Hardy is definitely a real possibility going back into boxing. I've even heard rumors that she might go to BKFC, but who knows? But it would be a dream matchup, and I would love it only because, to me, it's a respect.
You do plan on going. So you do plan on going back into boxing at some point?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love boxing. I will. I don't know how many people I can really get on board to fight bare knuckle. That's just because I'm crazy and love it and used to it.
Yes,
but
you're nuts. You're nuts.
Hey, if that fight goes down, I need y'all to make that announcement here on this show. I'm just saying.
Well, that would be super cool to be and do it with her.
If there's one thing I know about Heather, if the money ain't right, she ain't messing with it.
Yeah,
nope.
I know.
Nope.
Well, that's another
and
reason
I ain't mad at her. Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at her.
Heather, we need to make the announcement on this show. I'm just saying.
Hey, this is my show. We gonna do it when she's ready. That's how we gonna do it. You just take the clock block. I got this.
Yeah, we're gonna get Heather on here, and we're gonna make this announcement.
Get Heather on here. We're gonna make the announcement when it happens. Heaven forbid. If the money's right. Again, it all comes down to big money. So that's what's important for everybody. And so all right. So now, before we get started on the quick roundup questions, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for coming into the show. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to have such a power couple of you guys are right now competing at the high level that you are at for BKFC. Shout out to David Feldman, Nate Shook, all those guys at BKFC that continue to put on great shows and great fights. But this is the speed round. So he's going to ask you a couple questions where you both each get a chance to answer, and then we go on from that point.
So whoever answers it first wins?
No. You both get a chance to answer.
See that?
Oh, y'all so competitive.
I love the competitive. I love the competitive.
There ain't no real game of checkers or nothing like that. Y'all got to be competitive about everything.
They're competitive. I love it.
Joey, I saw you. You say I win all the time, right? Joey, is that what you said?
In basketball, that's all I know.
I know. A big argument where
before we get into that speed round, I do have one more question. What do you guys like to do outside of combat sports?
Go snorkeling, go to the beach.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm calling bullshit.
Angel, they gave you the G answer. They gave you the rated G answer.
We're not going to keep it, just because we got a couple on here, we're still going to be respectful. So.
Honestly,
we don't even know about their personal life. I'm just trying to find out what kind of fun stuff they do outside of combat sports.
That's fun. Never mind.
I'm sorry, man. We fucking really fuck. We just always grinding. I mean, we fucking travel a lot.
I love
you, Joey.
I love it.
We have that roadmap. We put lots of X's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of them was coming on the Fire and Ice Combat Sports podcast. That's what it was.
And let me know when y'all back in Virginia, in Winchester, Virginia, just stop by the gym. We'll get a meet and greet together. We'll make y'all some quick cash up in Winchester.
Yeah, I'd love to have you guys come out for sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Joey, if you need a sparring partner too, my man down there, he said he wants to be your sparring partner for your next fight.
Don't listen to that, dude.
No, I'm his manager. No. He is not getting in there with you.
Yeah, no. That's his son. No.
He did not hear what you said at the beginning of the cast. The same way you spar is the same way you fight. No, we don't want no parts of that. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you.
So real quick, all right. So go ahead, Steven. Hit the question.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right, Marvel versus DC. Who you got?
Marvel.
Marvel.
Joey, my man.
Joey's like the first one to say that. Like
two Marvels. 2 Marvels.
No, she's DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, the fuck are you? Like, what?
We actually have nothing in common. How dare you?
Nothing.
You're DC.
You see my background. You see their background. I am not a Dolphins fan.
We can't all be perfect, except the 72 Dolphins, baby.
Hey!
Oh my god! I just threw up.
That's okay. It's all right. We know greatness when we see it. All right. Next, Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore for combat sports. Dead or alive, doesn't matter. Who's your favorite? Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I've never heard that before. Like 5 best fighters that we think.
Best fighters, dead or alive. Who do you like?
Yep.
And then who
individually, yeah. You both can have your own Mount Rushmores.
All right, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., Evander Holyfield, Ronda Rousey, and
look on Joey's face. It was great. Go ahead, keep going.
well, I think she's worthy of being in Mount
Oh my
Rushmore.
god!
Go ahead.
One more. Britton, you got one more. Britton, one more.
Fuck. And then one more. Dang, I'm gonna go with Christy Martin.
Christy Martin. She's gonna come on the show here soon too. So I just want to say that we're gonna have her on the show here too.
Shout out to Christy Martin. Watch her Netflix. Then watch the Netflix.
Watch her Netflix. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It was cool.
It was
So
good shit.
yeah, she definitely. Yeah, there you go. I got my 3
There you go. Good choice. Good choice.
All right, Joey.
Joey,
give it to us, Joey.
Okay, so Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, George St. Pierre.
GSP.
Nice. GSP, baby.
Yeah.
That's 3, right?
Who else?
Two more.
That's 3. You got 2 more.
Who else is very good? John Jones. John Jones, fucking one of the greatest. Yep. And last one.
Joey Beltran.
I was about to say the Mexecutioner.
Executioner, is that how we going?
Probably. I mean, probably Khabib.
Khabib. All right.
Khabib.
All right. Next question.
I know.
Fight?
Wait, I put him in my Mount Rushmore. I don't know why I was.
So who you taking out?
I was thinking boxing. I don't know.
No, it's all around. All combat sports.
Yeah, I know. And then I said, yeah. Well, I put him scratch Ronda Rousey.
She didn't want to get because after the show was over,
I love it.
He was gonna give it a side eye like, really, Ronda?
Really?
Put him in there. There you go.
You see my man's face is like Ronda.
Next question.
I'm like, I just
Fight?
heard, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Fight you want to see? If you could get any 2 fighters in any sport, doesn't matter, fighting against each other in their prime, dead or alive, who would you want? What fight would you want to see?
Wait, who was fighting in the prime?
You can make a fight.
Any fighter from any time in their prime.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh.
And, man, I can't believe I forgot this guy. Julio Cesar Chavez definitely gets on my list over Khabib. Take Khabib out of there. But Julio Cesar Chavez in his prime versus Floyd Mayweather in his prime.
Ooh, that would be a good fight.
Ooh, that would have been a fight for everybody to see at that point.
Because he'd be fighting Pretty Boy.
He'd be fighting Pretty Boy. He would be fighting Money for Mayweather. He'd be fighting Pretty Boy Mayweather.
Yeah. Pretty Boy used to knock fools out.
Yeah. That's the only thing that you can compete with when it comes to Julio Cesar
All right,
Chavez.
All right, Brittany.
I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna go with his answer. His answer was good.
No, you can't do
You
that.
can't
Come
do
on now.
that.
Dang, I really don't know. Yeah, I have. Let me think of one for me.
All right, we'll just go with that for now.
All right.
Next time you come on the show, you got to give us a better answer.
We need that next time, Britton. All right, next
I
question.
feel so terrible.
Next question. All right, I need from each of you, I need one story that you've never said to anybody that is raw, uncut, grimy, crazy. I need the craziest fight story ever. Like it can be about anything in the fight game. It can be about, hey, this happened at, before the fight, this happened during the fight, this happened after. I just want craziness, a crazy story from each of you. Wild and crazy. Raw.
Okay, well, I don't know.
See, no, if you thought about it, that's the story we need. That's the story we need.
Yeah, I guess okay. So I had these stitches on my face, right? And there was this one fight in North Carolina I really wanted to do, and everyone was like, "No, don't do it, Britton, because you have stitches in your face." And I was like, "Yeah, I really need to get this back, and I can beat this girl. Trust me." And they're like, "No." So I had to go find this awesome team to go work with, because no one would work with me because they all thought I was crazy. And they were like super freaking cool. We bonded immediately. We went there. When we went to the fight, Roy, like, just total backyard, like, you know what I mean? Not a hyped up fight, like a club show fight. And no one wants to corner me for it because I have stitches in my face still. So this family goes with me down to Charlotte. And who shows up there but Roy Jones Jr. himself, because Michael Williams Jr. is fighting on the card in the main event. So he's there. And little does everyone know that I know Roy Jones Jr. and, like, really good. He actually had me come down and stay with him and his family and work with his fighter, Ingram Kurwat. So big shout out to her, and be her sparring partner. So we all got really close. So anyway, so again, I'm this small town girl. People think that I'm from Roanoke or somewhere. And it's like, how does Roy, and Roy comes up to me and is like, yo, he picks me up and gives me this big, huge bear hug. And everyone is like, why did he just do that to her? Who is her? Because they brought me in as an opponent to lose to this girl. Like, everybody in the room was wearing a Go Carly shirt. Like, everybody. And I was like, I walked in, I was like, ooh, this is gonna hurt. Like, when they called her name, the whole place erupted. They were like, yeah, Go Carly. And I was like, oh shit. Oh well, I got this. So it was a mind-blowing experience. Roy Jones is there. He's like, all cool. He goes back in the room. He signs my shoes for me. We have a good conversation. He hangs out with us in our locker room. Meanwhile, this coach and family that I just met and have only been working with them for like maybe a month, they're sitting there like this.
That's Roy Jones.
I'm just being Brit, and then they're like, you, and we're all chilling in the same locker room. So that kind of goes into like my whole thing. It's crazy and being like, it's a fucking feeling, but that's kind of getting off topic. But that's why it's a fucking feeling to be hanging out with me sometimes. Well, anyways, we go in the fight. I tell you what, it was crazy. The ref came up to me. I probably shouldn't say this because it's really fucked up, but whatever. He came up, he was like, come on, if you don't go in there and do something, you're not winning this fight. And I was like, oh shit.
The ref said that to you?
Yeah. I was like, no way. This is like some undercover conspiracy. Like, he doesn't know me, but he wanted me to win for some fucking weird reason. I was like, what is up with this? He's like, yeah. And, he probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever.
He did, and you won, right?
Yeah, I went out there and I turned it up because of that ref. I've had a couple of refs say some things. But anyways, so I'm like, yeah, I got this. And I won. And so afterwards, we went in the elevator and we went in the room, like, with where Roy Jones Jr. was. And I went up to him and was like, yeah, and was like way over the top. Like, again, typical as that we now see of myself on TV. But I was over the top. We go back to the room. not only are we like smoking and drinking, like I'm like blitzed off my mind, and I'm sitting there eating Cheez-Its, and I go down walking down the hallway eating Cheez-Its, and then I bump into Roy and like some of his other family, and it was like just like that we kept saying this like joke. He was like, you threw a wrench in their party. So me and my team ran around, and the next day when we woke up, we all woke up in the same exact hotel room. I promise, it was crazy. All sleep, like just with a bunch of people that we just picked up along the way, going around saying how we threw a wrench in their party.
You got a fan out here. It says Monica McCullough says, I was there, the only Hart fan in the room. Carly had the whole fire department there cheering her on. She is FF, whatever.
My story is true. Like, and I won that fight. But it was hilarious. It was probably,
Awesome.
But it was definitely the craziest. It was definitely the craziest as far as like everyone. We walked in there not knowing anybody, like literally didn't know anybody. I went in there with this team that I just met to help me go fight this underdog victory, and then we left there with everybody in that building
knowing who you were.
Thinking that we were the best in the freaking world, and it was definitely a feeling that night. Like we all went crazy.
I like it.
Hey Joey, your turn, my man.
I need you to top that story though. I need you to top that story.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so I don't know if people know this, but me and Tony Lopez, who had that crazy fight in BKFC, and then we had another rematch because we've literally fought 4 times. We fought 2 times in MMA. So I remember I fought is something I learned. I learned the lesson the hard way because I fought. I could knock some guy out in 20 seconds, and then boom, just went straight to party. And I was going crazy. And I remember my manager called me like I had been on a bender for like 2 days. He's like, "How you doing? You still got gas in the tank?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I knocked this motherfucker out. Let's do it." And so then like 3 days later, I went up to King of the Cage to fight some fucking weirdo named Tony Lopez. And fight came out, boom, boom, boom. I just rushed him. So I started cracking. I was like, "Oh, I got this fool!" Boom, boom, boom. And then like we ended up against the fence, and he caught me in a standing Kimura, and then and I was trying to defend, and broke. I was defending the shoulder lock, but my arm broke right here, so my hand went whoop and flipped up like that from the elbow. And so obviously, like the fight was over, and that was the first round. He submitted me in the first round, and so then after that, like he went on MySpace. That's how old this story is. He went on MySpace and was like talking shit, like saying like, "Oh, that kid never should have been in the cage with me," and I fucking got snapped. I was pissed, and so like I made it like a fucking vendetta. Like I went on a samurai mission, got a samurai tattoo on my arm and everything. Like I'm gonna get my fucking honor back, motherfucker. I'm gonna get you. And I fucking went on a five fight win streak, and then they finally gave me the fucking because he was a world champ. By this time, he was the world champion. He was killing it back then on King of the Cage, and they gave me a title shot. And leading up to the fight, once again we're on MySpace talking shit on MySpace. And I remember one time his wife was like, don't pay any attention to these amateurs. I was like, hey, tell that fat bitch to shut her mouth and mind her fucking business.
Damn.
Dude, I was young, man. I was young and wild back in my 20s. I was angry.
He had a moment. He had a moment, Brent. He had a moment.
That bitch to shut her fucking mouth and mind her business. And of course, it was like going back and forth. Like, just typing, but yeah, man, that was fucking real. And then we went, and then we fought the fight, and it was fucking gnarly. We went 5-minute rounds. We went all 5 rounds, and then at the end, and keep in mind, he's the King of the Cage champion, and everybody loves him. He's on like literally the show's on his Indian reservation at San Manuel, where all his people are at, and there's fucking all green fucking kryptonite, Tony Kryptonite, because that's the nickname, Tony Kryptonite Lopez, fucking shit. And I just went in there and fucking fought my ass off. And then at the end, they announced the decision, like, winner by decision, Tony Lopez. Like, they didn't read the cards or anything. But then everyone was all, boo, and throwing the fucking shirts in the ring.
Right.
I was like, fuck yeah. And I walk out. First person I see is his wife right there. And his wife comes over to me. She's like, I'm so sorry, Joey. This is bullshit. I'll get you your rematch, I promise. And I was like, you know what? It's all good. all good.
Wow, that's
I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart. I'm so sorry. Like, there's a lot of emotion leading to this fight. It's like, it's okay, mijo, it's okay. And like, that was that. and then like 2 fights later, I was in the UFC, and Tony went off to fucking be the king of the Inland Empire in California. But whatever.
Well, hey, that's awesome, man. That was a great story. That was a great story, for real.
Out of the mountain.
no, Britt, your story was
They're both
Britt, your story was better. I like your story.
Both good stories.
Oh,
They're both good stories. They're both good stories. Well, listen, guys. We actually went a little over than we were supposed to, but I honestly want to say this has been a great show. Having you guys on has been a true blessing, and I just want to say that we here at Fire and Ice Combat Sports Podcast, we want to continue to wish you guys all the best. Want you to continue. Sky's the limit for you guys. I believe it, and I see it. You guys both are just at the top of the heap, and want to continue seeing you there, man. And wish you all the luck. And I'm hoping to get a couple of shirts. I need a team Beltran shirt, something. So size extra large, for us.
Send out the La Familia shirts.
There you go. I'll rock it.
Familia,
XL.
yeah.
La
yeah.
Familia, baby. XL. Let's go.
I don't wear
gente.
size XL, but yeah, I need a shirt. I need a big shirt.
Got it.
We need that's y para todos los latinos ahí que están mirando ahora.
I need a size medium. That's what I need, a size medium.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the Latinos watching, turning in. We had a couple people.
I hope you guys had a good time, man. I hope you guys
had a good time on the show, man. Love having you guys.
This is the best podcast you've ever been on, right? Go ahead and say it. We already know.
Yeah, it's funny.
Hey, man, but seriously, share it with your friends, share it with your peoples. We appreciate you guys. It'll be on all week. You can be able to rewatch yourself if you need to. But again, guys, thank you for coming on. It's a true blessing having you. Please, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you guys. Your social media handles.
Yes, you go first, Steve.
You can find me on Instagram at Joey Beltran _MMA. And then you can find me on Facebook, Joey Beltran. And I have a fucking TikTok, but
yeah.
just follow her.
Give me that
Joey,
MySpace
accept
account.
my friend. Joey, accept my friend request, man, because I sent you a friend request like a month ago.
He got 5,000 friends, yo. He got
I got
5,000 friends.
I sometimes,
Hey, Joey and Brett, I'm going to send you
one of
a
them
friend
losers
request
out of
on
looking in
Instagram and Twitter, so both of y'all better accept.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got
and
it.
I'm on Twitter, too. I forgot. I'm on Twitter, Executioner760.
All right.
Yeah.
Expect a friend request here in the next 10 minutes.
Hey,
Okay?
Britton, what's about yours?
Right. So mine is on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Team Britton Hart. So I still need to work on changing that and fixing that. So we are, so we're have to get that document and do that, and bam, we'll have to think of something clever though, what it will be and change to. So that will be announced soon. But on Facebook, it has been Britton Beltran. So make sure you like me there and really comment a lot. If not, you don't make it past the 5,000.
I got one for you, Britton. BB shots fired. BB shots fired.
Oh,
I
my
did.
God.
I've said it a couple times to him, saying I could be called BB. That'd be cool.
BB shots fired.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You can have that one. It's free.
Hey,
That's funny.
Mike, any last words?
Hey, man, God bless you guys, man. I hope all the best for you guys, and hope to see you guys soon.
Heck yeah.
Steven?
We'll be around.
Yes, the Dolphins are going to kick New England's ass on Sunday at 4:25. Y'all want to see a real football team play? Y'all watch that game at
greatest of all time.
4:25. Yes, it's going to be awesome. Make sure if you guys want a cool morning show every morning, you come on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Check out Clock
If you
Blockers
guys,
every day, 8:30 a.m. And yeah, that's about it.
yeah.
That's
So
all I got.
anyway,
Oh,
for all the Miami fans,
breaking
you guys in Miami a lot.
news. Breaking news: the Dolphins just picked up Cam Newton as a backup quarterback.
Yeah, that ain't never
Never.
gonna happen. Never.
Never.
I'm a
But anyway,
What'd you say, Britt?
I said I'm a huge Panthers fan, so
Oh, I'm sorry about
Carolina
that.
this year too.
that's why
I'm so sorry about that. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Look,
There's
hey,
two
we are
Dolphins fans in
accepting.
the whole
We're
world.
accepting all bandwagon fans, so feel free to jump on board.
Hey,
I'm just
guys,
saying.
Don't do it.
This isn't a Dolphin talk show. We're gonna keep it mixed martial arts here.
Thank
But anyway,
God.
again, hopefully if you guys are ever in Winchester, man, let's have a play date with the dogs. I know Ari, my girl Ari, would love it with with Margelle. She's a white Frenchie too, a pie just like her. So
You dog people.
Oh,
you know, so
you
it's
dog
you
people.
can find my pictures of my Frenchies on my pages. Look at that sweet face.
No, you don't.
Oh,
Do you
my
really
God,
have-
look at that sweet?
See?
Oh, look at
Oh,
that
she-
sweet face.
No.
Oh,
I love it. Look
she
at
is
that
cute,
sweet
though.
face.
How old is
Oh,
she?
That
you're
is
so
a
beautiful,
alien.
Margot.
This is an
12 weeks.
alien.
12 weeks?
12 weeks.
alien. She's so cute, isn't
Joey,
she?
do you
Oh
like?
my
Are you?
God.
Them dudes
But you're
is-
not
hey,
jealous. You're not jealous because I'm sure Britain's giving her attention more than you attention to you now.
No, the dog loves both of us. It's funny.
There you go.
She's a little afraid of me, like, but when she comes with me a lot though.
Well, appreciate again, guys. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you guys. We wish you all the best, and we got to get you guys back on here, man. Let's get you guys back on here again soon.
Hell yeah.
All right, appreciate you guys, man. It's been an honor.
Yes,
Amen.
sir.
See you
God
guys
bless.
soon.
Y'all be
Bye.
good.
Bye. Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Great
Angel-
show, fellas.
Angel, you, if nothing else, my guy, you bring on some kick-ass guests, man. Amazing
man.
freaking guest.
He's
Like
pulling the rabbits out
A-plus
the hat, dog.
guest.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, man.
I'm just me, man. I'm just a humble guy that happens to ask fighters, "Hey, you want to come on a podcast?" And they get excited. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. It just I really enjoy the show. The show is growing. It's getting better. We're starting to get more and more people tuning in and fans and donating to the show, which will continue to help the show grow. Please, guys, donate to the show. Help us grow. All the money goes back into the show. It doesn't go to us. We do it. We do this because we love to do it, but we want to have the show continue to grow so we can get at a bigger scale. And
And
yeah,
Michael, bringing on Michael's like the best thing you could have done.
glad. I mean,
Oh,
that's my
man,
dude, man.
you're
Me and
such
Mike
a
had a
sweet
relationship
guy,
for
man.
many
Hey,
years,
man,
man.
I try.
I
That's,
like this
you know,
guy, man.
Mike and
Soon
I
as you
go back. A
come-
lot of
you-
people don't know. A lot of people don't know. Michael and I go back to our football days together. So
You guys
That's-
go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac.
yeah,
I
man,
got
that's
you.
my guy.
Full
man.
flats
That's
on
my
the
guy.
cat. We go back like
That's my guy.
cornrows.
Yeah,
Like
but again,
corn.
guys, hit that like button, subscribe, come on, join the YouTube channel, Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. You know, it goes down, man. But and yeah, keep tuning in.
Who
You got
so-
me up, boy, past my bedtime again too.
Hey, just real quick. I mean, like, can you who you got coming on in the next couple of weeks? Any big names? Any people we know in the works?
yeah,
Heather
we
Hardy.
got somebody in the works. I'm going.
Oh,
You know, we're talking to fighters all over, man. We got fighters coming in. They're interested. They're excited.
We need to
Wanna
get
be
some
on the show?
fighters from the
gotta
MIA,
get it.
man. We got to get some fighters from Miami on.
I've been talking to them. We just had. I mean, well, they live in Miami. I believe Britain and them live in Miami.
I didn't know
So yeah, so I think it's one of those things, man. Like we getting fighters from all over, and yeah, we're gonna have Miami fighters. We're gonna have DMV fighters. We're gonna have fighters from the West Coast. We're gonna have fighters overseas. Guys are gonna be coming on, and male and women are gonna be coming on to the show and tuning in, man. And guys, please
and
keep
we're gonna
tuning
bring
in.
on. We're gonna bring in one of the best referees besides Angel and myself, Bill Clancy, soon.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we've been talking to Bill, man, and
Can we
Bill
get
has done some of the top fighters in the world. I'm also trying to work to see if I can get my man Dan Mergliotta of the UFC to come on
that
and
would
have
be
him on the
awesome.
team. So he's done
Yep.
BKFC, he's done UFC, he's done Bellator, and he's a really good dude. And then we'll probably at some point end up getting the top cut man ever, Stitch, on the show. So we got some people, man, that are going to be coming on
Hey.
and tuning in, and UFC guys
Hey,
and
Steven.
so forth.
Yo, what's up?
Steven, I got a guy that I want to bring on. This dude just climbed Mount Everest.
Oh shit! Yeah. Let's
I
do
know that completely goes a different direction,
Nah.
but this dude, who climbs Mount Everest?
Crazy people.
This dude lived. He lived to tell the story. As they're carrying down dead bodies, I want to see
Yeah.
this guy.
Hey, listen, we can bring on. It doesn't. I mean, it's all combat sports, but we can bring other athletes in here too to talk about combat sports. and
Like,
stuff. So
yeah,
I'm good with it.
because that kind of stuff, like, man, that's crazy. By the way, what's this Netflix special that y'all were talking about that I need to see?
Oh, you got to watch it, man. It's insane. It's the Christy Martin story, man. I forget what it's called. It's called I Made a Deal with the Devil or some shit like that. Something
like that,
crazy.
yeah.
It's insane, man. But she is an amazing woman. She's an amazing fighter. I've been a huge fan of her since. I mean, we're close to about the same age. I've been a huge fan of hers my entire career watching combat sports. She's just an awesome woman, and just watching her story is really, really neat. But I want to give a shout out, man, to some of these fans that tuned in today. big shout out to Diesel. Big shout out to Monica McCullough who tuned in.
Thank you for the donations too.
Yeah, thank you for the donations, guys. Heather Krupski's in the building. Kirsten Brawlstatter, ABAB, who'll probably be on the morning show. Woo Back, who'll be in the morning show, I'm sure.
Yep.
So we got a lot of fans, man. Estefan with the strong questions like always.
Oh, he came in hot.
He came in hot, man. Mike Doman Jr. So yeah, man, we got a lot of people. The BW Sports One, shout out to them. So yeah, we've had a lot of people come on, man, and it's just a blessing to have you guys keep tuning in each and every Monday night.
Yeah.
Next Monday,
Steven, deal with the devil.
Deal with the devil. All right, I think I'm going to
Monday,
volume one.
Monday is going to be exciting, and we'll be dropping the word here, hopefully on Clock Blockers on Thursday, and getting everything squared away for the next week's show, because it's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in.
Hey, I'm serious about I want to get Miranda and Britain and do like a women's panel, man. That would be dope as hell.
That would be dope. And let's get some female fans in here. We did a little bit of the fan panel.
Got Kendra watches.
Yeah, I mean, we got to shout out to all them, man. We got to get them on here and let them talk a little bit about combat sports, because it's fun. Yeah, guys, we know guys love watching people fight, but women love it too, and it's great.
Women do too. Yeah.
Oh, I love you guys.
We got
man.
some thumbs down.
I wasn't planning. By the way, I was not planning on doing this tonight.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I was like, "What's going on?"
But it was
like, all right, let's go. Here we are.
But it was such a good show, man. Like I felt like it was. I'll be real. I think it was the best show we've had so far. Like I feel like every show gets better.
It gets better, man. But I do want to send a couple shout out to some people, man, that are tuning in real quick. First of all, I got to give a shout out to Semper Fi Enterprises LLC. If you need any pressure washing or anything like that, give us a call.
DMV area.
All DMV area. If you need any pressure washing or, staining, sealing, gutter cleaning, give us a call. I got to put my shameless plug. It's my show. I got to do it. Second of all, I also want to give a shout out to Fuju USA guy, man, and his amazing crab cakes at Jumbo Lump Crab Cakes, man. JumboLumpCakes.com. Check them out. I kid you not, they are the best crab cakes in all of Maryland.
Does he mail them? Can he mail them?
Yeah, he can send them out to you. He can mail them out to you. Doesn't matter where you're at, you can get them to you. That's this man's cake, and I promise you, these are the meatiest, most delicious, buttery.
Meatiest? That's not a word.
Well, I'm whatever. We're going with it. More meat than anything. So
that's what she said.
That's
what she said.
Hey, man, it is meaty.
Stop making up words.
Yes, indeedy.
It is meaty. So yeah, man. JumboLumpCakes.com. Shout out to Brandon Fry, man. JumboLumpCakes.com. So
hey, if you make that announcement on Thursday or something, both of y'all need to come on to the morning show for a little bit for 10 or 15 minutes and make that announcement. Make that happen.
Monica said, hold on, I got to bring this up. Monica McCullough says, most meaty. Yes.
Monica, grow up, Monica. Gosh.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica, for the correction.
Yeah. The damn English major, because he needs help.
How immature, Monica? How so immature of you?
Meaty-est. Most
so,
yes.
Man, hey,
look, Heather. Look, why are all the girls laughing? Why are all the girls laughing up?
Because they tuned it in. They enjoy the show. They enjoy the show, man.
No,
hey, shout out to Heather. Hey, tell my boy Chris. I said, what's up? Hey, everybody that keeps tuning in, man. Number love all y'all. Hey, Steven, I love you, man. Michael, I love you, brother. It's glad to have you guys on the show.
You got me up past my bedtime, damn it.
Yeah, I got to get to bed soon now.
Hey, we need to. Y'all need to go share this. Like, I know we just did this live. But y'all must go share this for the rest of the week.
Yes, sir. Share for the rest of the week.
Everybody, share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. Let the people know, man. There's a great talk. There's a great podcast on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Fire and Ice Combat Sports Podcast.
Oh, Heather says she's watching from the pool.
Oh, yeah. They got a nice-ass pool, too. We'll have to
Thanks
check
for
it
the
out.
invite. Thanks for the Heather. Thanks for the invite, Heather. Really appreciate that.
Hey, man, but
I love you guys.
Yo, peace out, my guy.
Hey,
yeah.
See y'all.
See ya.
Holla.